Glasgow with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Possible shower and storm chances this evening. Otherwise breezy and cloudy, a low of 61. More rain and storm chances than for your Saturday, a high of 71, another warm one. Right now, cloudy and close to 70, not quite there, 69 in Milwaukee at 301. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the U.S. Senate will not be voting today on reopening the federal government. Another vote likely to come next on Monday. Senate Democratic Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says the offer stands for a sit-down meeting with Republican leadership to work out a deal.
We will not support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people.
Day 17 of the shutdown, now tying the 1978 shutdown for the third longest in U.S. history.
One area impacted by the government shutdown, monthly statewide unemployment data. Those numbers are typically compiled by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, but the agency's workforce has been furloughed. Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development's Amy Pahacek says the missing data hurts the state's economy and job market.
Because employers, educators, and students, job seekers, economic developers, nonprofits, and even governments rely on regular, reliable BLS data to guide fiscal decision-making.
In the most recent job numbers from August, Wisconsin's unemployment rate was at 3.1%.
An already embattled former Milwaukee city attorney now facing new felony charges over a property deal.
Tierman Spencer and an associate were charged with 4 felonies as they're accused of improperly acquiring a property for $8,000 and attempting to sell it for $245,000. These new charges are in addition to a separate criminal case against Spencer for misconduct in office. Spencer was elected as Milwaukee's city attorney in 2020. He was voted out of office last year. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
An argument outside a community center leads to 3 teens being injured in a shooting in Racine. Police say it happened Thursday night at the Tyler Domer Community Center on Racine's west side. One 16-year-old boy was shot multiple times and taken by flight for life to Milwaukee. Another 16-year-old boy was shot in the foot. A 14-year-old boy was hit in the thigh. He has been released from the hospital. The conditions of the other 2 remain unknown.
The man convicted of murdering 19-year-old Sade Robinson on a first date in Milwaukee last year, now ordered to pay restitution to her family.
A judge ordered Maxwell Anderson to pay nearly $93,000. Over half of that goes to Robinson's mother, father, and sister. The rest goes to the victim compensation program to pay for funeral costs, Robinson's phone and car, and her mother's graduate school fees. Anderson could be ordered to pay more to the family in a separate civil case. That case is a wrongful death lawsuit with a hearing set for next month. Anderson is serving a life sentence without parole in an out-of-state prison. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Legislation is moving through the Wisconsin legislature that would expand access to breast cancer screenings. Known as Gale's Law, the bill would remove out-of-pocket costs to make sure women at an increased risk get supplemental screenings. It's named after Gail Zemer, a women's health advocate who passed away from metastatic breast cancer. Gail's daughter, Sophia Zemer.
My family and I cannot thank you enough for keeping my mom's legacy of advocacy alive through this piece of legislation. I know it would make her so happy to see everyone working together to make this dream come true.
Metastatic breast cancer affects millions. The bill was passed this week in the state Senate and now moves to the Assembly.
This weekend, a reminder to be cautious and considerate of road workers and first responders, often working in dangerous conditions, by moving over and slowing down.
Area law enforcement agencies are commemorating this with the National Move Over Slow Down Day on Saturday. Wisconsin State Patrol Sergeant Erica Ballwig-Larson says violating this law could mean a hefty penalty.
Fine for this violation can result in a citation of $263 and 3 points. And it is a moving violation, so that's where the points get added to the citation.
Just remember, road crews and first responders would like to remind everyone to always give them a break when it comes to traveling past incidents on the side of the road. Debbie Laziga, WTMJ News.
Coming up, it's now or never for the Brewers as they head into Game 4 of the NLCS.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Times 306.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My wife recently had a major accident that involved her back. I felt blessed and lucky because Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin is on our side. She's on the way to healing. They've got the best imaging and best doctors, the best systems, and the best way of taking care of you. They've got experts when it comes to things like shoulders, knees, and hips. And it's not always surgery. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin will take care of you from beginning to end. Go to their website, ohow.com, ohow.com. Request an appointment. Orthopedic Hospital of Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Ben, why are you wearing a lab coat?
I'm conducting a highly sensitive experiment, Arvid.
Here, at Penny Mustard.
Obviously, Nicole.
What's going on?
We've seen a significant uptick in the number of gasping customers.
Gasping?
I've isolated the gasping to this 12-foot radius.
Well, of course. This is where we display the Joni sofa.
Now that's a gasp-worthy sofa.
The Joni sofa's sophisticrafted fortress frame construction makes it as strong as a tank.
When you pair it with our high-quality foam and hundreds of fabric and leather options, you get an incredibly durable, yet surprisingly supple sofa.
Was that you?
Oh no, it's contagious.
The Joni sofa, starting at just $80 a month, with no interest until October of 2027, through October 19th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishings.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella windows and doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Do or die for your Milwaukee Brewers, down 0-3 to the Dodgers, out in L.A. once again tonight for Game 4 of the National League Championship Series. It will be lefty Jose Quintana getting the start for the Brewers. He may have to go several innings tonight as the Crew have struggled offensively. 1 run scored in each of the first 3 games of this series. We'll have coverage for you beginning with a special edition of Brewers Warm-Up at 6 here on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. Quintana, by the way, going to go up against Shohei Ohtani. The Packers head into the weekend as 6.5-point favorites against the Arizona Cardinals. Head coach Matt LaFleur says defensive end Devontae Wyatt is more than likely going to be out this week in the desert, while kicker Brandon McManus is still day-to-day. And Badger football will be 26.5-point underdogs when they host the number 1 team in the land, Ohio State, tomorrow at Camp Randall Stadium. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 3:09. This report, by the way, sponsored by Horicon Bank, the natural choice, horiconbank.com.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. It's WTMJ's Jeff Sherman for Horicon Bank. They've been doing banking differently since 1896. Financing requests can be approved in days, not weeks, because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand. They provide top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. And Horicon Bank gets the job done. Together, doing good. That's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Save big on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. Atlas Roofing provides the best value in architectural shingles. Atlas shingles feature a limited lifetime warranty and wind resistance up to 130 miles per hour. Plus, their super wide design saves on installation time. Visit us in-store or on Menards.com and get a free estimate fast on your shingle project with our easy-to-use design program.
Save big money at Menards.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Adam Roberts and Sandy Maxx.
Happy Friday. We made it through another work week and heading into some Brewers baseball this evening. Adam Roberts
Not
in
just
for John.
some Brewers baseball, Adam.
The Brewers baseball game of the year. It could be the
Brewers
last.
baseball. I'm all in.
Yes,
He is Adam Roberts in for John Mercure. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but just when you said
that's fine.
some Brewers baseball, this is real, true blue Brewers baseball.
And in true Sandy Max fashion, you are adorned for the festivities this evening. I am wearing, and we're going to talk about this coming up in the 3 at 3, but a specific outfit for today's game. I'll explain more in just a moment. I've got my Brew Crew Hawaiian shirt they gave out at one of the games last year, which we got at my bachelor party ahead of my wedding when we all went to a Brewers game. And then my old school original M logo from when the Pilots zipped over here and they didn't have time for a new logo, so we're just going to throw an M on. So I'll explain why I'm wearing this in just a moment.
And then we can do my fit check.
Absolutely.
And you can obviously text the word watch To the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Text the word watch to 855-616-1620. You can take a peek at what we're doing here in the WTMJ studio.
All right, let's get to what we're following today.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Well, President Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky with a meet and greet and handshake and smile event today at the White House. This following the former's phone conversation on Thursday with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Zelensky says the president has a big chance to make meaningful progress on ending the conflict.
President Trump has a big chance now to finish this war.
A key focal point of today's meeting was a request from Zelensky for Tomahawk missiles from the U.S. Now, the president has been iffy on this proposal, saying it could represent a major escalation in this now 3.5-year-long conflict. Also adding the U.S. needs its own long-range missile system for its own defenses. Now, as we look ahead to what comes next, as you may remember, President Trump yesterday had announced plans to meet in person with Russian President Vladimir Putin again soon to discuss the end of the war, reiterating that point today.
We inherited this, and we'd like to see if we could finish it, end it. We want it ended. So many people have died in this war.
It does not appear likely that the second Trump-Putin meeting, which is tentatively expected to be in Hungary, not expected to include a face-to-face between the Russian and Ukrainian leaders.
And number 2, news from England this afternoon. Prince Andrew is giving up his royal title of the Duke of York. While he will remain a prince, he will no longer use his royal title, the Duke of York. Andrew's been under increasing pressure over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And though he denies any wrongdoing, he says in a statement they've concluded the continued accusations distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family.
While he will remain a prince, he'll no longer use his royal title, the Duke of York. Andrew's been under increasing pressure over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Although he denies any wrongdoing, he says in a statement they've concluded the continued accusations distract from the work of His Majesty and the royal family. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Earlier this afternoon, People magazine had reported, Adam, that King Charles was supposedly considering stripping his brother, Prince Andrew, of his royal title, including the Duke of York, because of that scrutiny over his connections to Jeffrey Epstein. And according to the Times, the king was exploring all options, but taking away the prince title would have meant going through Parliament. Would take more time, would probably draw even more attention. So this is sort of like, instead of being fired, you resign.
Sure.
Voluntarily, Prince Andrew is now no longer the Duke of York. And if you remember that scrutiny, this has been since 2010 when they were photographed in New York. And one of the more tragic sides of this is Virginia Jeffrey, who accused Prince Andrew of being part of all this, wound up dying of suicide after all these accusations. And Prince Andrew settled in 2022, but still didn't take any responsibility.
Well, number 3, we mentioned it earlier, Brewers-Dodgers Game 4 coming up tonight from Dodger Stadium. Hoping the crew can summon some inspiration from the 0-4 Red Sox, still the only team in history to come back from that 0-3 deficit. Well, I'm going to try to will them on tonight with a little bit of superstition. So I mentioned I'm wearing something specific today, the Hawaiian shirt and my M hat. This is the exact thing I wore on Saturday for the Brewers-Cubs Game 5, where the Brewers were able to win the NLDS. And I do have sometimes those feelings, Sandy, where when I'm wearing something and something big happens, like a few years ago in Game 6 of the NLCS against the Dodgers in 18, I think it was, I wore the same thing for Game 7 that I had worn for Game 6 when I was watching in lacrosse. Didn't go so great that time, but I still will myself sometimes.
Anything we can do to help the planets align. Now, my fit check, I have my Barrelman shirt on, which
You love
beloved. Exactly. I've got my blue and gold baseball necklace on, and then I have my euchre pin. So that's where I'm trying to channel some of that euchre magic that I got at the celebration game. So we'd love to know what you're doing to channel the good luck for the Brewers tonight. The WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line 855-616-1620. We're here till 6 o'clock, leading all the way up to the pregame. We welcome your superstitions, your rituals, or any funny ones that you've heard. Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620. Let's put all the good energy towards the West Coast so we can have another game at AmFam Field.
And no superstition too crazy. We want to hear them all. Doesn't matter if it's something little or something big. We want to hear from you. It's 3:16 on WTMJ. Coming up next, we're going to check in with ABC's legal analyst Royal Oakes on the ongoing situation involving former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. He did make his appearance in a courthouse in Maryland today, turning himself in. What comes next? We'll discuss after Debbie helps get you home.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanner's Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanner's has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanner's, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanner's in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry. I love Guthrie and Fry. I've got their water softener, the salt delivered right to the basement. Their RO system, which filters the water in our house. What we drink, what we cook with is crisp, clean, clear. It's Guthrie and Fry water conditionings, the best in the business. They also provide well pump system service, routine service, and emergency service for when you need it. They've been doing that since 1974. At Guthrie and Fry, they know that better water makes a big difference. The teams I trust are at Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
3:18 on WTMJ. Let's get a look at the roads. Debbie Lozga, let's get people home.
All right. An accident on eastbound 94 right in the stadium interchange is now just a broken down vehicle. So that's something to remember. It's just off on the right shoulder. Careful as you're heading through that. Basically delays from 84th Street to about Holly Road, a little bit through the stadium itself. Westbound 94 backing up from about 27th Street all the way to Holly Road. Back on the brakes just before you hit the county line. It'll take you all the way out to about Sunny Slope Road, and then more delays right past Moreland Road. We've got southbound 43 a little bit heavy from Good Hope Road down past Bender, and then you're back on the brakes from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lozga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Let's get a look at your WTMJ forecast, brought to you by Sweet Talks Med Spa. Your goals are our goals. Going to be a high of 73. We may have already actually reached that at this point. Going to be heading downward from there. 61 your low overnight. Chance of some storms as well. More rain possible Saturday. Could be a wet one if you're heading out to Madison with a high of 71. Cooler Sunday and 58. 64 mostly sunny on your Monday. Right now in Milwaukee, it's cloudy and 70 degrees even at 320. Former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton pleading not guilty to all 18 counts of an indictment, charging him with unlawful retention and dissemination of national defense information. We broke this story on Wisconsin's afternoon news yesterday. This happened around the 4 o'clock hour. Bolton today, entering that plea in a Maryland courthouse, did not speak with any media outside the facility, but did release a statement yesterday reading in part, "These charges are not just about his focus on me, him being the president, or my diaries, but his intensive effort to intimidate opponents to ensure that he alone determines what is said about his conduct." We welcome in now ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes with us on the hotline. Royal, good afternoon. Let's start with this. So this is the latest in a series of indictments against so-called enemies of President Trump, but in your view, this is a different case than others against, say, FBI Director James Comey or New York AG Letitia James. Different in what way?
Well, different in the sense that it could be a stronger case. A lot of people, some former prosecutors have weighed in. They've looked at all three cases, Comey, James, and now this one. They said, there is a sort of a whiff of politics with respect to going after Letitia James and Comey. But here, this investigation was actually launched during the Biden administration. Now, they didn't pull the trigger. They didn't seek an indictment, but they did launch the investigation because they had reason to believe that Bolton was retaining information that he shouldn't have had. Then it was a couple of months ago that the Trump Department of Justice authorized a search warrant, his office and his home. They were searched, and now the hammer has come down and the indictment has come in. And as you've reported, he's, of course, pleading not guilty to all 18 counts.
Royal, your colleague Pierre Thomas reporting earlier today that Bolton and his legal team reviewed the indictment. The hearing that they held in Maryland was a pretty quick one today. Does that indicate that nothing was surprising to them? And now as we move forward, what kind of defense is he going to set up?
Yeah, so today it was the arraignment, and of course it's just a matter of reading out loud the charges. The inevitable not guilty defense plea is entered. On your question, one defense by Abby Lowell, who is the prominent defense attorney who's representing Hunter Biden and others on the Democrat side, the defense is these were just diaries. It's not a crime to share only with your immediate family. It was a no harm, no foul. And a lot of the materials, if not all, were cleared for publication in his book. As you remember, Bolton wrote a memoir, and he was pretty hard on Donald Trump. Some people are speculating that's why the criminal charges are being advanced now. But yeah, that's essentially what he's going to argue, is that the material that he supposedly illegally kept actually had been cleared for publication.
And Royal, I'm Sandy Maxx, and as a legal analyst, I'm interested in your thoughts on things that are happening this weekend, because now that this does seem to be, with this third indictment, a pattern of political retribution, and there is the opinion that the Trump administration is becoming more and more authoritarian, so now there are going to be, 2,500 different No Kings demonstrations planned around the country tomorrow. In Texas in particular, Governor Abbott is deploying the Texas National Guard in Austin. Is that a legal move for a governor to deploy the National Guard for a demonstration?
Well, things are getting intense. You're right. And it's all case by case. I mean, the governors around the nation have a responsibility to take extraordinary steps to protect public health and safety. As to whether Governor Abbott is overreacting, we don't know. We'll see how things unfold this weekend. But certainly the protests, the No Kings protests, they've been turbocharged by this third indictment. And, of course, there could be more. I mean, there's talk of Adam Schiff, the new senator from California, being indicted for mortgage fraud, the same issue that's being advanced against Letitia James. And then there's Jack Smith, the prosecutor in Florida and Washington, D.C., who was taking on Trump. He may be charged with a Hatch Act violation, using your federal employee status to influence elections. These are just speculations, but it could be something that could cause people to protest. At the end of the day, you hear the critics of Trump who say he's weaponizing the criminal justice system. He just wants revenge after people went after him. And you hear the defenders of Trump saying, no, take a look at the specific cases. Ultimately, the judges in each of these three cases, James, Comey, and now Bolton, they'll have an opportunity to toss this out of court if, in fact, they find that it's legally deficient or the facts simply aren't there. And by the way, all three judges handling the cases, Letitia James, Comey, and now Bolton, judges appointed by Democrat presidents. So Trump may not get the results he's hoping for.
ABC News legal analyst Royal Oakes with us on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Thanks, Royal.
You bet.
You mentioned, Sandy, those No Kings protests. Here in Wisconsin, Journal Sentinel reporting more than 60 anti-Trump protests planned just tomorrow alone connected with this, including here in Milwaukee at Cathedral Square. You have one planned in Madison, some of the surrounding Milwaukee suburbs as well. So we'll be keeping a close eye on the developments. As you mentioned, a lot of legal maneuvering around these in particular. So we'll see what comes out of this weekend. 325 on WTMJ. Let's get a check of the markets now. Your WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Lots of green for the big three today. The Dow was up 238 points on the day at 46,191. The NASDAQ up 117 at 22,680. And the S&P 500 up about 0.5%. That was the case across the board, up 34 points at 6,664. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast is sponsored, by the way, by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. So I was looking at some of the bushes that have overgrown on my property, and I love our yard, but I need dormant pruning. That's what takes place during the winter when it's safe to cut back things so you have healthier trees and bushes around your house. Check right now to see if you've got stuff scraping against the siding or needs to be cut back, and schedule it now. Design Build landscaping projects are a year-round topic. Landworks Wisconsin does it the right way every time. They help people achieve their outdoor dreams by creating beautiful landscapes. I love these guys. LandworksWisconsin.com. Check them out today.
Hey, it's Vince Vitrano from Wisconsin's Morning News. It's baseball season, which means Brewers 360 is back every day at 8:40. Sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Every day, all season long, we're joined exclusively by Brewers guests, including manager Pat Murphy and more. So Murphy, as we're wrapping up our interview.
Great talking. We really enjoyed it, okay?
I was like, you did? Is he just in a good mood, or what'd y'all do to Murph?
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
There's a lot of noise coming out of Washington these days, but one thing retirees in Wisconsin can't afford to ignore is the new Big Beautiful Bill. Sounds harmless, right? But here's the truth. The changes buried in this bill could have a serious impact on your retirement. At Drake & Associates, we've dug into the details, and we want to make sure you know what's really at stake. The Big Beautiful Bill includes sweeping updates to tax brackets, Social Security thresholds, Medicare premiums, and retirement account rules. And for many retirees, it could mean higher taxes on your savings, more limits on deductions, and unexpected changes to your income plan. Maybe you're already retired, or maybe you're just a few years away. Either way, what you don't know could cost you thousands. That's why we're offering Wisconsin residents a free educational guide to help you understand how the new bill may impact retirees and questions to discuss with your trusted financial advisor. Just text the word tax to 414-897-9522. That's tax, T-A-X, to 414-897-9522. You'll get immediate access to expert insights from the team at Drake & Associates, retirement planners who have been serving Wisconsin for over 20 years. We focus on tax-efficient retirement planning, helping you keep more of your money, avoiding surprises, and staying ahead of the curve no matter what Congress throws your way. So before the Big Beautiful Bill takes a bite out of your hard-earned savings, let's make sure your plan is designed to help prepare for uncertainty. Text TAX to 414-897-9522. That's TAX to 414-897-9522. Drake & Associates, helping build retirement confidence right here in Wisconsin.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, this is Michelle Voskel, CPA and team member at the Neal Group. So you filed your return and owe the IRS money you can't pay, or you haven't filed a return for years because you are afraid you will owe the IRS. Whether it is income taxes, payroll taxes, or sales tax, we can help. Often we can file back tax returns and get your refund. We negotiate payment plans with the IRS or settle with the IRS for sometimes pennies on the dollar. We get the interest and penalties reduced, which are many times greater than the original tax owed because so much time has passed. Stop the sleepless nights and worrying they will wipe out your bank account and garnish your wages. Your situation will not go away if you bury your head in the sand. The first meeting is free. Call now. 414-325-2040 or visit neogroup.net. You earned it. We help you keep it. That's 414-325-2040 or nealgroup.net.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:31. I'm Adam Roberts. Your top story, a presidential appeal to the nation's high court.
I'm Sandy Maxx. Milwaukee Public School students may be over-tested.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and southbound on 41. We're looking at backups from the county line past Good Hope Road. You'll be back on the brakes south of Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. And then you got more delays once you get through the Zoo interchange. Delays kicking in just before Greenfield Avenue, all the way down to the Hale interchange. Northbound 41 backing up from just before Mayfair Road all the way up to Capitol. We've got eastbound 94 hitting the brakes at 92nd Street to Hawley Road, and a little bit more through the stadium. On the westbound side, we got backups right through the stadium interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. And then southbound 43, heavy from just south of Brown Deer Road down to Bender. Back on the brakes from about Center Street all the way down through the Marquette interchange. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Chance for some showers tonight due to some high clouds over Milwaukee right now, a low of 61. More rain possible Saturday and 71. We're at 70 right now. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, some breaking news just a few minutes ago. President Trump set to appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court to allow the deployment of National Guard troops to the city of Chicago. It's the latest step in the ongoing fight between the president and that state's Governor J.B. Pritzker over the deployment of troops. It comes after a judge previously prevented the Guard's deployment to the city for at least 2 weeks, finding no evidence that a danger of rebellion was brewing in the state of Illinois. Governor Pritzker has not yet commented on the expected appeal to the nation's high court.
President Trump met with President Zelensky of Ukraine today in continuing talks to end the war in Ukraine. CBS's Linda Kenyon has the story.
President Trump was optimistic.
I think we have a very good chance of bringing this war to a conclusion.
Speaking in the White House Cabinet Room, President Zelensky echoed those sentiments.
I'm confident that with your help, we can stop this war.
Zelensky is hoping that help will include U.S.-made long-range Tomahawk missiles, and he's ready to make a deal.
They can have our thousands of drones.
Trump said Ukraine makes a very good drone, while adding, hopefully, they won't need the Tomahawks. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Clip back here at home. 3 teenage boys injured after an argument turns into a shooting in Racine.
It happened Thursday night at the Tyler Domer Community Center on the city's west side. Police say a 16-year-old was shot multiple times and was taken to a hospital in Milwaukee by Flight for Life. Another 16-year-old was shot in the foot, and a 14-year-old boy was hit in the thigh. Racine police have not said if any arrests have been made. The shooting is still being investigated. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
The Milwaukee Public Schools District wants to improve literacy rates in schools, but teachers say students are being over-tested.
MPS Director of Research Assessment and Data, Dr. Natalie Collins, says compared to last year, students have added an extra hour to test taking.
The district-wide average for total minutes of required testing is 9.4 hours.
But Milwaukee Teachers Education Association President Ingrid Walker-Henry says students are taking too many tests already.
In 1 week in September, students were forced to be tested for 630 minutes. That is 10 and a half hours of testing in 1 week. This is developmentally inappropriate.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
District leaders say they will adjust their assessment findings for future presentations.
Former Marquette University Athletic Director Larry Williams has died. He suffered a heart-related incident while working out on campus at the University of San Francisco. Williams led Marquette Athletics from 2011 to 2013 and helped form the Big East Conference, the new version, in 2013. Williams, a 2-time All-American for Notre Dame's offensive line, played professionally in the NFL for 7 years. Williams was 62 years old.
The University of Wisconsin-Platteville branch campus in Baraboo will close at the end of the academic year. Students will be transitioned from the Sauk County campus to the main one by 2026 of May. And individualized plans will be developed for faculty and staff. Chancellor Tammy Ivetovich says declining enrollment was the main reason in the decision. This is the 8th UW branch campus to either close or downsize since 2023.
Time now for a WTMJ Sports Update. Everything on the line tonight for the Brewers, both the series and the 2025 season. The NLCS is Game 4 just hours away in L.A. as the Brewers look to avoid a sweep against the Dodgers.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
The Brewers will give lefty Jose Quintana the start. The Dodgers countering with Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Our coverage starts at 6 o'clock with Brewers warm-up here on WTMJ. And Packers wide receiver Christian Watson and defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness have both been ruled out now for Sunday's game against the Arizona Cardinals. The Packers travel to the desert to face Arizona with a 3:25 kickoff Sunday afternoon.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 3:37.
There are over 690,000 people whose lives are touched by the Wisconsin retirement system, which covers local police, firefighters, publicly employed teachers, and UWM system employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a special webinar. Understand your WRS potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Retirement planning can be complex. What does your most recent statement mean for your plan? How will it work with the rest of your financial portfolio? Is there anything you're missing? No matter your age or retirement status, learn more as we walk through pension scenarios and answer WRS questions. The Annex Wealth Management financial planning team is experienced when it comes to the WRS pension and assists many clients as they move to and through retirement. Understand your WRS potential is Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. It's a complimentary webinar and is open to anyone. More information and registration at annexwealth.com/events. Annex Wealth Management is a fee-only fiduciary specializing in investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Know the difference. It starts at annexwealth.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
.38 on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Adam Roberts, Sandy Maxx with you on a Friday. You know, it's so funny, Sandy. October, the start of the month, was so warm. Remember, it was like 90 degrees that first weekend. I could not get in spooky mode. And I know that this is the month where everyone gets into spooky mode. It took me a minute, but we're getting closer to Halloween, so I'm feeling it now.
Well, between the warm weather and the gradual turning of the leaves, like we're only now just seeing fall colors in southeastern Wisconsin as opposed to up north. So that also helps lend, when you've got bare branches and, feels more autumnal when you've got a brisk breeze that makes you walk faster because rustling the leaves could be somebody chasing you, not just being blown around.
Well, spooky season in full force here in southeast Wisconsin. We'll have more on what's coming up this weekend in just a moment, but I did want to circle back to the old conversation around our beloved Pfister Hotel, which every year around this time, we start talking again about the spooky haunts that happen down at Wisconsin Avenue.
And especially the joy of October baseball and a visiting team like the Dodgers, who are so easily spooked, pun intended. I was fun to hear that as a news story last week.
So, this seems to happen every time the Dodgers come to town. I believe it was Mookie Betts years ago was the one. He won't stay. And now we add another name to that list. You may recall when the Dodgers were in town, Teoscar Hernandez said his wife wanted to stay somewhere else because she was along for the trip with the Dodgers and Teoscar.
I don't believe in ghosts. I have stayed in there before. I never see anything or hear anything. But I've been hearing from other players and other wives that it's something happening in this couple of nights.
Yeah, so spooky haunts and spooking Teoscar's wife. But he's not the first person, even Dodgers or otherwise, to think something spooky is amiss at the hotel. Do you remember, Sandy? It was, I think, 4 years ago. Megan Thee Stallion was doing a show, I think, at the Rave Eagles Hall and was staying at the Pfister. And on her Instagram page, she went ghost hunting.
So apparently, we are staying in the most haunted hotel in Milwaukee. Why the f would they book me at this hotel?
And then so she goes ghost hunting throughout the halls, including the spookiest hall of them all. So that one stuck out to me.
That's entertaining. And I will tell you, though, on Wisconsin's afternoon news, on What's on Tap, just a couple of nights ago, there's an author named Josh Hughes, and he has been the host of the American Ghost Walks in Waukesha for like 5 years now, so knows a lot about that, and just wrote a book called Ghosts of Waukesha. Just came out, comes out this weekend. And that was one of the questions I had for him. Like, okay, you've experienced the paranormal all around Waukesha County. Pfister's been the talk of this past week. Like, what are your thoughts on the Pfister Hotel. I know you could feel those vibes. This is what Josh Hughes had to say.
Creepy vibes, but I've never experienced a ghost there.
What part of the hotel were you in?
I was in the old part, so the part where a lot of the baseball players stay. But yeah, I've been there a handful of times, and I've never felt it. Sometimes I go places, you feel the energy's different, but at the Pfister, it always just feels very welcoming.
So, from a paranormal expert like Josh Hughes, he seems to think maybe it's other baseball players playing pranks. I don't know.
It could be, certainly road traveling baseball players have been known to have a little fun at the other's expense.
But it keeps it in the conversation, and it's such a beautiful historic hotel that it would, if there was ever going to have spirits and stories and lore, that's the place to be. It's beautiful. And there's another place that might be haunted, and it's the Irish Cultural and Heritage Center at 21st in Wisconsin. It's an old church. Unfortunately, it is closing, and it's been just this wonderful space for the community to gather, especially of Irish heritage. And Saturday, tomorrow, it is home of the 8th annual Milwaukee Paranormal Conference. Paracon to those in the know. And Josh Hughes kicks off the whole presentation. He's going to host a panel about hauntings in southeastern Wisconsin and be talking about his new book, Ghosts of Waukesha. This is a fun gathering, and it is Wisconsin-centric. This isn't some visiting conference of just gawkers and weirdos. These are people who really have researched UFO sightings all around the state, drownings in the Mississippi River that could have hauntings. Saints and Sinners of Brady Street is one of the presentations, and there are two psychics, Morris Pratt and Arthur Roberts. Two wild and psychic Wisconsin guys. That is one of the presentations. So these are people who were using seances and that sort of thing to even help the police.
Did you say one of those guys' names was Arthur Roberts?
Yes.
I wonder if there is any relation and if I need to go meet Arthur and see if we were connected through a Civil War veteran from 100 years ago.
I didn't even
Well,
put
do
that
things
together,
happen to
Adam.
you, Adam?
Do things happen to me? Well,
Yes.
things
Have you
happen
ever
every day.
experienced anything creepy?
Well, so when my grandparents lived, they used to live in rural Manitowoc County in an old, kind of farmish house. And I would always swear when we would be staying over there, my sister and I, that something was bumping around into the cabinets up in the attic. And my grandparents always said, whatever, don't waste our time. But I was convinced that there was something moving around in that attic. And I still swear, my old house in River West, someone is screwing with the doors to go upstairs to our second floor. Someone's always jarring that door open and pushing it closed. So I think something's amiss.
It's possible. And Debbie, are you going to go to the Milwaukee Paranormal Conference?
I am going to go. I'm going to go. There's a little research that I'm doing for a story that I'm working on. So yeah, I'm going to be going, and I'm looking forward to all of the funky stories.
I would say I might meet you there. And the great thing also is this is free. Just register on Eventbrite, and you'll be able to shop and be around kindred spirits. Pun intended. And there's a cool spooky violin performance during the lunch presentation. Yep. But it's all quite doable in one day. You go to a conference and you feel like you want to clone yourself because there are too many presentations.
Oh, I know the feeling.
You can spend the whole day here. So, Debbie, I can't wait for your reports, and I hope I can meet you there. We'll have fun.
Well, if I end up with nightmares, I might end up calling you in the middle of the night.
Milwaukee Paranormal Conference all day tomorrow at the Irish Cultural and Heritage Center on Wisconsin Ave.
3:44 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. All right, coming up next, we're going to have a discussion. There's some news you may have heard earlier today on WTMJ by our Nazir Spencer doing the reporting on a pay-per-view model coming to playoff viewing for the Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Association. They're trying this out now. They've implemented it and will take effect as we get closer to the football playoffs coming up in just about a month. We want to hear from you. Your thoughts on this model. Would you pay to watch your alma mater in the postseason? We'll discuss after Debbie helps get you home next.
If you missed this,
Jonathan Lavoie, renowned criminal defense attorney, is a partner at Kim and Lavoie, and he is with us.
I think there's a real shot that the judge may allow for some type of bail with very strict conditions.
Or this.
The amount of damage done to the Iran nuclear sites, can you talk about that?
He continues to argue that they were completely destroyed, that they were obliterated.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Dracamp Heating.
Experience the best of Brookfield during Dine in Brookfield, October 29th through November 5th. Restaurants across the city will showcase their culinary creativity with special offers, unique menu items, and one-of-a-kind experiences. Whether you're craving fine dining, casual comfort food, or something new, this is your chance to savor the flavors of Brookfield. Tune into What's on Tap Thursday, October 23rd for an exclusive interview, or learn more about participating restaurants and get your free mobile-friendly Restaurant Week Pass at visitbrookfield.com.
Hey, John Merck here. I love Otto's Wine and Spirits. It makes me smile. Served in Milwaukee since 1945. It's where I buy my wine. It's where I buy my beer. It's where I buy my spirits. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits, employee-owned, friendly staff, 7 locations. They know what they're doing. They've got the best prices at Otto's. They've got the best selection. Open 7 days a week with several locations. Milwaukee, Menominee Falls, which is where I go. Elm Grove, Brown Deer, Cedarburg. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. They are the real deal. Buy it at Otto's.
Ooh, something smells good.
Let's see. Melt 2 sticks of butter and add sugar.
Ben, what are you doing?
I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
What? It's way too early for that.
I know, Arvid, but I just can't wait to serve a big family meal on the Flay table from Penny Mustard.
Oh, I love the Flay table. The design is so sleek and simple, yet oh so perfect.
Mix in 2 cups of peanut butter and strained beets.
The Flay's strong Midwest craftsmanship means you'll be serving family feasts on this table for generations.
Half a cup of mayonnaise.
And it's expandable, so as your family grows, the Flay table grows too.
And just a dash of Tabasco.
Hold on. What recipe are you making?
Recipe? What's a recipe?
The Flay table with Kendall chairs, starting at just $287 a month, with no interest until October of 2027, through October 19th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Tastier versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scavini here to talk about my brand new show, WTMJ Outdoors. Coming up, we're talking turkey. This week we talk hunting in Wisconsin, deer hunting from the outdoors perspective, equipment, and deer camp. And we wrap it up with a conversation about wolves in Douglas County, Wisconsin. All things Wisconsin outdoors. Join us every Saturday, 2 to 3, right here on 620 WTMJ.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
This report sponsored by Exterior Pros and Baths. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation. Want to save big on your next home improvement project? Visit extpros.com today for expert services at unbeatable prices.
3:48, Wisconsin's afternoon news. Let's get it over to Debbie Lazaga. She's got an eye on the roads. I see a lot of exclamation marks, Deb. How are we looking?
Yeah, there's a lot of dots suddenly up on my map. Well, we've got a bunch of disabled vehicles is what those are. Okay. We've got southbound on 41, or actually 43, coming in from just before Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down past Bender Road, back on the brakes from Capitol Drive down past Fond du Lac Avenue, where you will find one of those broken down vehicles out of traffic. Heading through the Marquette, there's some debris on the ramp from Wisconsin Avenue to southbound 43, so heads up with that. But we do have a crash, though, on 4394 northbound, just north of Howard Avenue. It's off on the right shoulder, so we're definitely seeing delays with that. And on the southbound side, right about at that same area, we've got the 2 left lanes blocked with a crash. So just be extra careful. The southbound side is backing up basically from Beecher all the way down to the Holt Avenue area. So that's going to be a bit backed up there. Southbound 41, we got backups from the county line to Good Hope Road and then from Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ forecast for tonight, a chance for showers and storms. Our radar is dry right now, just kind of some high clouds in the area. Low of 61 tonight. Could see some rain again on Saturday, maybe some rumbles of thunder as well. It will be another warm day. It was warm today and it will be tomorrow, a high of 71. Cooler than on your Sunday, windy and rain chances, a high of 58. Sun and wind on Monday with a high of 64. Right now, those high clouds and 70 in Milwaukee at 350. So as the season of October and month of October, for that matter, moves along, we are getting closer to playoff football. Not quite in the NFL yet, but high school and college football, at least in Wisconsin. Those playoffs are right around the corner. Football playoffs for the WIAC, that's the Wisconsin International, oh my goodness.
My turn. I'm sorry, I think I gave it to you. The Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, WIAC.
Thank you, Sandy.
You're welcome. Teammates.
Woo. So WIAC's playoffs begin in November. And when you want to watch those playoffs this year, if you want to do it virtually online, you're going to have to pony up. So WIAC is announcing, and they did today, we had it in the news earlier, that fans will be charged to watch postseason events online. It's a new pay-per-view model, the latest of these, and we'll talk more about the history of that in a moment. But if you want to know the nitty-gritty, and you're talking just give me dollars and cents, what is it going to cost? So the prices will range from $10 to $15 per game. You can also pay, according to WIAC, $30 for a full tournament pass. And this depends on the sport too, Sandy. So that will depend on, we've got the football playoffs coming up, but you also have every sport that's going to be under this umbrella. So think basketball, track and field, swimming. All of the streams are going to be covered under this pay-per-view umbrella, so there will be some variance. Now, WTMJ's Nazir Spencer earlier today was on the phone with the commissioner of the conference, and that's Danielle Harris.
I understand no one likes change. Our regular season continues to be free. And so not all teams will be impacted by this because not all teams make the postseason. And then we'll reevaluate what this trial season will be.
Important point there from Harris, and that is that while this has been implemented, it doesn't start today because we're still in the regular season for sports like football, soccer, fall baseball. So that's going to still be free to watch online. It's when the postseason comes around that this will come out. So I get their line of thinking. And Sandy, you have experience in the world of pay-per-view sports with the Professional Bowlers Association.
Yes.
So this is nothing new, but it is something people will want to know as we get closer to that first postseason.
It's been something that sports fans have already started to have to budget for. If you are a loyal fan, like you said, of professional bowling, there are other streams. You're a big Milwaukee Admirals fan. I know there's the AHL TV. You know, people are getting more and more accustomed to streaming and streaming niche sports, and then sometimes having to pay for a pass, whether it's $5 or $6 a month or $70 a year. You know, that those payment systems have already become kind of the norm. So if you're a loyal fan or an alumnus of one of the UW schools that is part of this, whether it's Eau Claire, La Crosse, Platteville, Stevens Point, you know, the list goes on and on. If you're an alumni, are you that loyal that you will pay for this and for the postseason? And that's what they're banking on. And as you said, the history, this has been a business model that has seemed to have worked for other schools and other systems.
Right. And yeah, we've seen the rollout. You mentioned the alumni support. And I know that in our state, we have a lot of very loyal, both in terms of rah-rah loyal and also dollar amount loyal alumni that help a lot of these schools, whether you're a Stout or whether you're an Oshkosh or a La Crosse, that these alumni turn to the schools and give them money so you can build these nice things. And in particular at La Crosse, my alma mater, that a lot of their new athletic facility was from supportive alumni. I do wonder, though, as someone who's been interested in getting more involved in watching my former school, as they're currently 4-0 in the WIAC football conference right now, so they're doing pretty good. This would give me pause because I can't even be bothered to pay out for the Brewers and Bucks on Bally Sports. So this just feels to me like another one of those, like, it's convenient because you can watch lacrosse football from Milwaukee, but you'll pay for the convenience, which we're seeing more and more.
Well, and Danielle Harris, the commissioner, also has said that they're going to try this postseason and then review. So the proof will be in the pudding of how many people do jump in on the postseason stream to see if this becomes a permanent payment plan, or will there be collaboration with other Division III conferences? What does this lead to next? And what do fans want it to lead to? Is there anyone listening right now who goes, this is a great idea. I've been waiting for WIAC to do this.
Yeah, and I knew I have it on good authority that this was being suggested as early as last year. And then there was a lot of initial feedback to, whoa, pump the brakes. So it was delayed at least a year, and now we're seeing the rollout now. But you make a good point. Maybe there are people out there that, $10 to $15, sure, if that means in lieu of a ticket, to go and travel to Whitewater to watch the Warhawks, sure, fine.
Is this partially necessary because of NIL now? Because students are getting paid in certain situations. So colleges now have to accommodate for that in their budgets. So where does that money come from?
And again, Nazir Spencer with some good reporting on this for us. You can read the full story on WTMJ.com. More information on how much each sport would cost, as well as the rationale and where things will go from here. It's all online at WTMJ.com. You can read the full story there.
I'll say we are getting a text on the WTMJ Sighting Unlimited talk and text line 855-616-1620. And Peter says, I think we're moving to a future where all live sports will only be available on paid streaming or the next gen TV being rolled out nationwide, including already in Green Bay and Chicago, which will enable encrypted pay-only over-the-air programming.
It's a lot of words that makes me just wistfully want the day when I could flip on Channel 6 and just know what was going to be on. I do miss having the baseball playoffs on regular over-the-air TV. Like, thankfully, I have a way to watch TBS where the Brewers have been playing the Dodgers. I'm call me an old man. I'd like to see baseball, the playoffs, regular season, fine. Playoffs, you want to grow the sport, put it so that the most amount of eyeballs can be on your product.
Sure.
That's my line of thought. The NFL figured it out. Baseball, let's move along. 3:56 on WTMJ. Business headlines next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Plans continue to progress on a 58-acre lifestyle community in Pewaukee. Cornerstone Development, based in Sussex, seeks to build 84 condos and 48 single-family homes in its Glen at Springdale project. The Summit Apartments project remains on track in Oak Creek. The project will bring 132 new units to the Lakeshore Commons community upon full build-out. The first phase of the apartments is scheduled to open in early 2026. A new Dave's Hot Chicken opens in Grafton at 1210 North Port Washington Road. It is the state's 11th location since the California-based chain entered the Wisconsin market in 2022. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
When I shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, every time I come in, it's like a whole new store. It's because new inventory is arriving daily, all kinds of everything. And let me tell you, thrift store prices make buying easy, and helping others at the same time, that's icing on the cake. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Everyone needs a plumber in their contacts list. And I've got yours, Vince Vitrano here. It's Horner Plumbing. We had a big job on the Vitrano home, needed to move the water hookups for the washer-dryer and refrigerator, and we turned to the trusted experts for more than 50 years in southeast Wisconsin, Horner Plumbing. CJ and Kaylee, they did a great job at the house. All the follow-up with Horner was amazing. Great work and outstanding customer service. Get started now at Horner Plumbing. That's HornerPlumbing.com.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
What a great time of year to be hanging out in Wisconsin. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Let us help you plan your weekend. Maybe make it a long weekend, maybe a girlfriend weekend or a romantic getaway. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays right here on WTMJ. We check out from Lake Michigan to the Mississippi, from north to south. On this week's show, wow, this is going to be fun. Lake Geneva is featured and Ishnala, the iconic supper club. It's Experience Wisconsin, Saturdays right here on 620 WTMJ.
We're Ted and Pam, owners of Church and Chapel Funeral Homes here in town.
Our family, serving your family.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment, Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
It ain't over till it's over.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
This has hit a ton. It is back. It is out of here.
The Brewers and the Dodgers face off in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series at Dodger Stadium. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 7. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 4:01. I'm Adam Roberts in for John Mercure, and this is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. It's Friday, October 17th. Your top story, the president makes an appeal to the Supreme Court.
I'm Sandy Maxx in for Julia Fellow, paying restitution for killing a Milwaukee teenager.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. A couple of accidents now, one on 4394 northbound, just about at Holt Avenue. This is off on the right shoulder, so watch out for the delays coming up through that area. But on the southbound side, at Howard Avenue, we've got the 2 left lanes blocked with an accident. Emergency crews are on the scene, so it's really causing a bit of a backup. We've got delays stretching all the way back to the high-rise bridge, so give yourself some extra time. Otherwise, southbound 43 is backing up from Capitol Drive down past Fond du Lac Avenue. Westbound 94 from about 35th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard. You're going to see delays there. And then eastbound's backed out from 84th Street through the stadium. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
61 your low tonight, cloudy, a chance of rain, more rain possible Saturday, and a high of 71. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump requesting the Supreme Court to allow the deployment of National Guard troops to the Chicago area, escalating the president's conflict with Democratic governors over using the military on U.S. soil. This appeal to the High Court comes after a judge prevented for 2 weeks the deployment of Guard members from Illinois and Texas to assist in immigration enforcement in the state to our south. District Judge April Perry saying she had found no substantial evidence a danger of rebellion was brewing in Illinois.
A former Trump National Security Advisor, John Bolton, pleaded not guilty today to federal charges after a grand jury indicted him on multiple counts of mishandling classified information. ABC News Chief Investigative Correspondent Pierre Thomas tells us what's next.
I think the key is what kind of defense will his team put forward. Primarily, the government is arguing that he took copious notes about his activities as National Security Advisor, then put those notes in the form of emails that were sent to family. And the other interesting aspect of this case is that they claim that his emails, personal emails, were actually hacked by hackers associated with the Iranian government. And that's one of the ways that the government first found out about it. So they're making the argument that not only did he retain this information, he made it vulnerable.
Bolton says he's being targeted because of his criticism of the president, describing the charges as part of a Trump, quote, effort to intimidate his opponents, end quote.
As the government shutdown continues, one area seeing impacts are monthly statewide employment data numbers. That data typically is compiled by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, but the agency's workforce has been furloughed. Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development's Amy Pahacek says the missing data hurts the state's economy and also the state's job market.
Because employers, educators, and students, job seekers, economic developers, nonprofits, and even governments rely on regular, reliable BLS data to guide fiscal decision-making.
In the state's most recent job numbers from August, Wisconsin's unemployment rate sat at 3.1%.
The man convicted of murdering 19-year-old Sade Robinson in Milwaukee must pay restitution to her family.
A judge ordered Maxwell Anderson to pay nearly $93,000. Over half of that goes to Robinson's mother, father, and sister. The rest goes to the Victim Compensation Program to pay for funeral costs, Robinson's phone and car, and her mother's graduate school fees. Anderson could be ordered to pay more to the family in a separate civil case. That case is a wrongful death lawsuit with a hearing set for next month. Anderson is serving a life sentence without parole in an out-of-state prison. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
A Germantown police canine is being credited with helping officers find drugs and a gun during a traffic stop last weekend. Sergeant Justin Pesch and his canine partner Arek noticed a car without a rear license plate on I-41 near Holy Hill Road over the weekend. After pulling that car over, Arek found the presence of narcotics, leading officers to confiscate cocaine, marijuana, prescription pills, and a handgun. A 41-year-old man from Milwaukee is now in custody facing multiple charges.
Some college sports fans in Wisconsin might be reaching for their wallets this postseason.
The Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference is rolling out a pay-per-view model for its championship and tournament games on a trial basis.
Streaming and pay-per-view is nothing new. This has been practiced for at least 3 to 5 years now.
WIAC Commissioner Danielle Harris tells WTMJ.
It's something new. It's something that we have to evaluate. So we'll see. We'll see what feedback we get from it. We'll be very thorough in evaluating this moving forward.
Regular season games will stay free, but postseason pay model could stick around. Nizer Spencer, WTMJ News.
Coming up, it's Game 4, which means do or die for the Brewers.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 4:06.
Hey, John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Investment and retirement planning is important, but too many people put it off. Let this be your nudge to connect with Annex Wealth Management for a no-pressure chat. Getting acquainted is simple. If it feels right, you take the next step. If you're with someone new, how about a second look at what you've got going on? If you're part of the Wisconsin Retirement System Pension Program, join Annex for a specialized webinar, Understand Your WRS Pension. It's Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30. Join Steve Scafidi and members of the Annex Financial Planning team who have significant experience navigating WRS. More details and sign up at annexwealth.com/events. Visit annexwealth.com, click the Get Started button, and schedule your own appointment today. With branches spanning the WTMJ listening area, meeting up is easy. And their Annex Everywhere option makes virtual check-ins a breeze. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary that's Annex Wealth Management. Locations throughout Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Florida, or as close as Zoom. Fee-only fiduciary all the time. It's Annex.
Pizza made with pride. That's what you'll get here. With a sauce recipe over 60 years in existence that we're not changing for the world. And we just can't get ourselves to skimp. So we still use only the highest quality ingredients, like our house recipe Italian sausage and our original thin crust dough that's made fresh daily and never frozen. And of course, always 100% real mozzarella cheese. You can't beat that or a Marty's Pizza.
Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember, Marty's Pizza.
Time now for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Speaking of calls, Jose Quintana with the call tonight. He'll take the start on the mound for the Brewers, hopingly to avoid a 4-game sweep against the Dodgers in the National League Championship Series. A Brewers win would force a Game 5 on Saturday. We'll have pregame coverage, beginning with Brewers warm-up, a special edition at 6 here on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ. Packers will head into the weekend as 6.5-point favorites against the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday. Devontae Wyatt and Christian Watson both ruled out for this Sunday's contest. And 9th-ranked Lady Badger Volleyball on the court tonight facing number 23 UCLA. 7 p.m. first serve at the Fieldhouse. You can hear the match over on 94.5 ESPN. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 4:09.
This report is brought to you by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
Fall season is such a beautiful time of year in Wisconsin. This is Eric Brown from Siding Unlimited to let you know our home might say different. This time of year starts to wreak havoc on homes. There has been so much moisture in the form of morning dew or condensation, evening thunderstorms, or soon to be snow. Is your home up for the challenge? Siding Unlimited is Milwaukee's trusted roofing crew. A roof with Siding Unlimited has more asphalt compared to the competition, better underlayment, metal flashings, drip edges, and gutters, and the strongest warranty in the roofing industry. Siding Unlimited leaves you with a stronger roof, clean yard, and the best protection against Wisconsin's harsh weather. Call Siding Unlimited at 262-567-4513 today or visit sidingunlimited.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air. broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Adam Roberts and Sandy Maxx.
Hour number 2, Wisconsin's Afternoon News on a Brewers Friday. Adam Roberts, Sandy Maxx with you. We got Debbie watching the roads. Isaac's handling things for us in the producer room. And we got Sean Brinda in the WTMJ newsroom this evening.
Quite a team.
It's the dream team on this Friday. We're all dreaming of a Brewers win, down 0-3 to the Dodgers. We got all the TVs here in the studio. Everyone's out in L.A. We've still got just under 3.5 hours till first pitch, so lots of time to get ready if you've got some plans or if you're trying to find that outfit that will rally the Brewers to a win tonight like I have done. And Sandy, you're also adorned in full attire tonight.
There is no way, as an original Brewers in-game host and longtime fan, like I am all in. I am that perpetual optimist. But I think you are topping me because you were saying like we're bringing them back to intimidate them at American Family Field for the next. I was like, let's get them back to American Family Field. I don't know how intimidating it would be, but man, oh man, I want to win tonight, and I think they can do it. It's been so exciting. It's just been a buzzsaw of pitching on the other side, but doesn't mean it's going to happen again tonight. Go Brewers, go.
Now, I will say, in full disclosure, one other thing I am looking forward to about tonight's game is Shohei pitching. Because I love the Brewers, always will, but I am individually a Shohei Ohtani fan. I was watching him when he played in Japan for Hokkaido back in the day, and I knew he was going to be something special, and he's proven that so far, but I haven't really gotten to see him pitch in the States since he's been with the Angels and the Dodgers, so I'm really looking forward to that. Although I will say I'll be very happy if he flubs tonight and we run him up for 5 runs.
And all the more reason that it makes the story that much better. The Milwaukee Brewers winning Game 4 over Shohei Ohtani.
We're still working on that script for the Brewers movie, and this would be a big part of that. By the way,
yes.
I was going to say, we want to hear from everyone as we walk up to first pitch about 7:08 tonight. Do you have any superstitions that are going to will the team to victory tonight? My outfit is mine. Sandy, do you have any that you've ever prescribed to?
I put out the perpetual vibe. I will tell you that the first games that I watched, I was at the Cellar in Oak Creek for Game 2 win, Game 5 win in the NLCS or NLDS. And I was like, okay, then we have to keep going there. So then when we went to the Cellar and they didn't win that game, I was like, okay, well, where else do we go now?
Well, you got a lot of options.
So then went to Classic Lanes, and unfortunately that was a loss in LA. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to stay home and listen to the radio last night. So I want to shake it up. It's a Fish Fry Friday, so I think there's some place I should go, have a fish fry, support a local business, and watch the game, because a Game 4 win would be euphoric to share with a group of people. So that's the vibe. I want to put out the good vibes, but I would love to know, because like I said, I've been a Brewers in-game host. I have seen it all. I've seen people wearing the same underwear and the same socks, the beloved hat that's tattered for the decades. What are you doing to channel the good luck for your Milwaukee Brewers tonight? The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. Call us, text us, 855-616-1620 as we creep closer to game time, which you will hear every single pitch right here on TMJ.
It's 4:14 on WTMJ. Every Friday on Wisconsin's Afternoon News, we take some time to recognize an everyday hero, thanks to our own WTMJ's Eric Bilstad. He's got this week's story.
An everyday hero is when Wisconsin's Morning News celebrates an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Peachtree City, Georgia, just south of Atlanta. Sailor Ziegler, a 17-year-old junior and a cheerleader, was on her way to an AP test she was going to be taking. She headed out to her car on the driveway when she noticed 2 German shepherds running around the area. Both were very aggressive. Both were starting to chase after people, and they went after a woman who was walking her dog.
Ma'am, bring your dog over here!
That's a ring cam there. You can hear Sailor calling to the woman, and you can hear that woman screaming as those dogs were attacking her and her dog. So what do you do if you're Sailor? Well, the only thing she could do, grab her mirror.
I can't explain the feeling. I just went there to help. I just felt right.
She pulled a makeup mirror out of her trunk and ran toward the attack. The mirror is about the size of an iPad. She used it to knock the dogs in the head, to beat them and keep them away from the woman and her dog. It was pretty bad.
When I saw her and her arm was covered in blood and her head was bleeding, and I didn't know when she hit the ground, so I just ushered her back to her house.
Saylor explaining what happened to Fox 5 News Atlanta. So the woman who was attacked was Christy Mitchell. Christy ended up in the hospital. Her dog ended up getting stitches, but she's okay.
Thank God she was there, because I don't know what would have happened.
Listen to just how Christy gushes over Saylor and what she did for her.
What do you think of this kid sitting next to you?
I love her. Oh. I love her. I feel like she saved my dog's life, but I really think that she could have gone after me too, but I'm serious. I will always know her. She's pretty special. She's fearless. Oh my God. But she's fearless.
It's true, Saylor. You are fearless. You are an everyday hero. Thank you for saving that woman and her dog. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
You gotta get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here to tell you about Built Right's 97th anniversary mattress celebration. The one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop and easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, online retailer, warehouse club, or employee-free store because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models all on display. 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA. Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses. They can hold up to 600 pounds. Plus, Built Right offers free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
October is here, and if you've got old windows, it's time to eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation. Right now, during the Brewers postseason, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. And be sure to ask how you can score a pair of tickets to a 2026 Brewers home game. Don't miss out on free windows, 0 payments for 2 years, and Brewer tickets from Window Nation, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Offering soon, so visit windownation.com now to get started.
4:19 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Let's help get you home with Debbie Lazago.
All right, we've got accidents southbound on 4394, right near Howard Avenue. We've got the 2 left lanes still blocked with this. So they're hooking the cars up to a tow truck, so hopefully it'll be gone soon. But the delays are there, and they are coming basically from just south of Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and all the way down to Howard Avenue. So keep that in mind. It's really slow. Westbound 94 backing up from about 35th Street through the Stadium interchange to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes west of Highway 100 to the county line. And again from Sunny Slope all the way to about Calhoun. Eastbound is backed up from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast brought to you by Sweet Talks Med Spa. Self-love starts at Sweet Talks. Going to be 61 for the low tonight with rain possible. More rain on your Saturday and a high of 71. Right now it's 70 and clouds in Milwaukee at 420.
From sidelines to the locker room.
This is unlike anything else that's ever happened in franchise history. Now, I know what I'm saying when I say that.
And everything in between.
How many times are you going to come to my press conference late?
We got a rule in the team meeting. You don't interrupt the meeting. Sit your butt outside.
No one covers the team like Jason Wilde.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, but I don't do enough politics.
It's time to get caught up on the green and gold on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
It's Green and Gold Insider, sponsored as always by our friends at Window Nation. And joining us, half of Wilde and Tausch, I'd argue the better half, on ESPN Milwaukee and Madison, and writer on channel3000.com. It's Jason Wilde. How are we feeling, Jason?
Thank you for the kind words, and what a treat to be with not only you, Adam, but Sandy Maxx. What's on tap, Sandy Maxx?
Oh, you are. Let's find out how you're feeling about the Milwaukee Brewers before we get deep into Packers chat. How are you feeling tonight?
Yeah, I think if they win, which would be nice, it'd be nice to at least see them win one and not get swept.
Yes.
It's just preventing the inevitable. So, look, you're not going to win a lot of games when you score one run, especially against that pitching. They got to. I hope that they make it interesting. I would love nothing more than for them to get the series back to Milwaukee, but I'm not getting my hopes up.
Jason, I can see your frown through the microphone onto the phone.
Yeah, sorry.
So we got to ask.
You're a realist. I get it.
So we got to ask. We've been checking in with our Siding Unlimited talk and text line for crazy and funky sports superstitions. Now, as far as the Packers go, Jason, I know you're a by-the-book, straight-edge reporter. You keep things nice and neutral, but whether it was when you were growing up or something that you've seen from a friend, have there any been weird superstitions for sports that you've encountered over the years?
So I've certainly seen plenty of them in the Packers locker room. One of my favorites was Randall Cobb, who is he still on? I don't get to see a lot of TV. He's in like some commando show on Fox where they're competing and they're, I mean,
yes, I
don't know how he
I don't
does
know
it.
what the name of it is, but you're spot on.
So he, before every game, he would lay out his entire uniform on the floor of the locker room in front of his locker, from his helmet all the way down to his cleats. Like it was, instead of a flat Stanley, it was a flat Randall.
Or I was thinking like the game Operation.
Oh, that's a good one too. And so he's a fantastic guy. He's one of my favorite guys I ever covered. But I always found that to be a very weird superstition. There are other guys I know that they listen to the same playlist every single week. Baseball's a more superstitious sport because you got a hitting streak going, or you got a winning streak going. You don't wash your underwear or whatever it might be. But football, not super superstitious, if you will. But there's a few guys that definitely want to. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Just a little stitious is what you're saying, not superstitious.
There you go. Nice. Well played.
Jason, I want to ask you, turning gears now to the Packers, some news and waves made by our new acquisition, Micah Parsons, voicing his frustrations with the officiating of defensive players.
You want to find guys for putting their head down, but you can be engaged with an offensive tackle and the guard can come put his head right into your head. What are we talking about here? And look how many times that's on film. Guys putting their head down and trying to come clean your clock. But you can't do that to offensive players. Get a $50,000 fine. I might get a fine for this contract.
So I got to ask, no fine levied yet against Micah, right?
No, but I want to defend Micah here, only because this was not like something where he went into our Q&A session with him with something out that he wanted to get off his chest. This is actually something that's been brewing now for a couple weeks. The guys over at Cheesehead TV put together on their social media channels like a montage of all these instances where he's being egregiously held. And then Matt LaFleur was asked about it on Monday, and he acknowledged that it's an issue and that he's going to talk to the officials before the game about it to kind of get them to keep their eye on it. But as Micah said when we asked him about it, look, this has been going on for 5 years. Cowboys fans are well aware that he dealt with this. I think his issue is, hey, we know that you can call holding on any play, and offensive linemen definitely don't want that. But when it's really egregious and I'm taken to the ground and basically tackled, that's when you got to call it. And I'm very eager to see if him speaking out, A, leads to a fine, but B, leads to the occasional holding penalty actually being called, and if Matt LaFleur can have some influence. Interesting point. the officials for Sunday's game against the Cardinals through 7 weeks throw more flags than any other crew in the league. So maybe this is the week for Micah.
I was just going to ask you, what's something that you think fans should watch for? So lots of flag throwing. What else do you think fans should be watching for in the game against the Cardinals on Sunday afternoon?
Yeah, so a couple of things, Sandy. One, we still don't know who the kicker is going to be for the Packers. Brandon McMahon is still dealing with a quadriceps injury. He did not kick last week. Lucas Havrasik, who they signed off the street, came in and made all 5 of his kicks, which postponed his substitute teaching plans in the greater Cleveland school system. So he's here for another week. He may get the kicking nod on Sunday. And then the other thing is the Packers have made it such a focus this season on defense to take the ball away from their opponents. They even installed a light and siren, like off of a police car, in their meeting room for every time on film during practice or during a game they would get a takeaway. They only have 2 through 5 games. It's been, feast or famine, and mostly famine for them. So I'm eager to see if the dam finally breaks and they get some takeaways against the Cardinals on Sunday.
They're saving on the electric bill, at least, if you don't have to run that too many times.
Yeah, I mean, I figured they might as well uninstall it. I mean, they're not getting any use out of it.
By the way, Wildy, it was Special Forces World's Toughest Test. That's the show that Cobb is on this season. I think it started in September.
All right. Well, I'll have to check that out on some streaming platform. I'm way behind on it.
He's ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde, one half of Wilde and Tausch over on ESPN Wisconsin and writes for Channel3000.com. Jason, go Pack. We'll see you next week.
All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
427. Let's get a quick check of the markets here. Your Annex Wealth Management market update. Everyone up about 0.5% today. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P all in the green. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Wisconsin's Afternoon News Podcast, sponsored by Dave Drakamp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Bottom of the hour news, straight ahead.
How do you want your backyard to look? New deck, patio, shade area, pergola, fire pit, in-ground pool, outdoor kitchen, or all of it? Let Outdoor Living Unlimited design and build your space, and everyone will scream wow when they see your new backyard. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom or visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
We've seen a significant uptick in the number of gasping customers in this 12-foot radius at Penny Mustard.
This is where we display the Joni sofa.
Now that's a gasp-worthy sofa.
You'd never know something this strong and beautiful could be so comfortable. Was that you?
Oh no, it's contagious.
Come see the Joni sofa, starting at just $80 a month with no interest until October of 2027 through October 19th at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Are you frustrated with those trendy weight loss shots? Whether you've hit a plateau, can't handle the side effects, or watch the pounds creep back after stopping, there's a better way. The Milwaukee Weight Loss Program has helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks without expensive injections or uncomfortable side effects. Our doctor-developed program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast. Ready for real lasting results? Our caring team at Milwaukee Weight Loss is ready to help you achieve your weight loss goals. Visit MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weights actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334. or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
The fall home buying season is officially here, which sometimes means less competition among home buyers, but that doesn't seem to be the case this year, with most listings still getting multiple offers. Now, a lot of home shoppers just go with their bank for their pre-approval. But if you'd like to get into your new home for the holidays, now's the time to get started with a rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval from AccuNet, or switch if you started somewhere else. Not only will we put a $2,000 guarantee behind our fully verified pre-approval, we'll also work work with you and your real estate agent to craft offers that get accepted over the rest. Our favorite tool is to see if we can get an appraisal waiver for the property you're trying to buy. Sure, that takes more effort on our part, but adding those magic words, "no appraisal required," to your property-specific pre-approval can be the difference maker. And our closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 less than the bank's for the same rate. Get started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button today at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 15.75 ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Cheetos, Fritos, Smart Food, or Tostitos dip, 2 for $7. 64 ounce or 8-pack selected varieties Juicy Juice, 2 for $5.50. 8.2 to 18 ounce selected varieties C-Pack frozen seafood, $5.99. 6 count selected varieties Bay's English muffins, $2.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Remember when they used to ask, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" At Bank of America, we ask every day, "What would you like the power to do?" When you work here, you help build businesses, inspire communities, and forge legacies. And now we've raised our U.S. minimum wage to $25 an hour. So the opportunity to do more also comes with competitive pay. Learn more at bankofamerica.com/25. Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment. Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners. Just press play.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
I'm Adam Roberts. Your top story: the president appeals to the Supreme Court.
I'm Sandy Maxx, in for Julia Fellow. Another UW campus is closing its doors.
I'm Debbie Loziga. Southbound on 4394, right about at Howard Avenue. We had an accident there that was blocking a couple of lanes. They have been able to clear that. Unfortunately, the delays have not cleared just yet. So we've got backups pretty much from Sutter Street all the way down through the Marquette down to Howard Avenue. Westbound 94, watch for backups from just before 27th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Back on the brakes west of Highway 100 towards Elm Grove Road. And eastbound 94, we've got some big delays coming in from about Elmhurst Road all the way through the Highway 16 area. Right there, we do have the right lane blocked with an incident. And then beyond that, from 84th Street, you got delays all the way through the Stadium interchange. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Breezy and cloudy with rain chances tonight, a low of 61. Showers and storms possible Saturday, and 71. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump is asking the Supreme Court to make a decision on whether or not he can deploy National Guard troops to the Chicago area. News Nation's Ron Brown.
The emergency appeal comes after a judge temporarily put a stop to the deployment for at least 2 weeks. The Justice Department says the injunction improperly impinges on the president's authority and needlessly endangers federal personnel and property. Trump has already pushed traditional boundaries by using National Guard domestically. He ordered the deployment of Guard members from Illinois and Texas to assist and protect immigration officers in Chicago. They've been staged at Naval Station, Great Lakes.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker opposing the deployment, saying it is unconstitutional and unnecessary.
A former Milwaukee city attorney is facing new felony charges over a property deal.
Tierman Spencer and an associate were charged with 4 felonies as they're accused of improperly acquiring a property for $8,000 and attempting to sell it for $245,000. These new charges are in addition to a separate criminal case against Spencer for misconduct in office. Spencer was elected as Milwaukee's city attorney in 2020. He was voted out of office last year. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Another UW campus set to close its doors. The University of Wisconsin Platteville Branch campus in Baraboo set to shut down at the end of this academic year. Students will be transitioned from the Sauk County campus to the main campus in Platteville by May of 2026. Chancellor Tammy Avedovich says declining enrollment the main reason for the move. It's now the 8th UW branch to either close or downsize since 2023.
Anticipation of the Federal Reserve's rate reduction before the end of the year has led to an uptick in lending activity.
Many lenders are starting to see the refi side come around, which is great because people are lowering their monthly payments.
That's Sarah Cole of the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors. Unless rates revert back to historic lows, Cole believes inventory will remain tight.
There's a lot of older folks aging in their own homes because it's just cheaper to stay there than it is to move or to even go to a 55-plus community or something to that nature.
The average cost of a home in the metro area is just over $446,000. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Home sales in the metro are up 7.3% compared to September of 2024.
As we head into the weekend, a reminder to be cautious and considerate of road workers and first responders who are often working in dangerous conditions. You can do this by moving over and slowing down.
Area law enforcement agencies are commemorating this with the National Move Over Slow Down Day on Saturday. Wisconsin State Patrol Sergeant Erica Ballwig-Larson says violating this law could mean a hefty penalty.
Fine for this violation can result in a citation of $263 and 3 points. And it is a moving violation, so that's where the points get added to the citation.
Just remember, road crews and first responders would like to remind everyone to always give them a break when it comes to traveling past incidents on the side of the road. Demi Loziga, WTMJ News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. It's all on the line tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers, both the series and the season. NLCS Game 4 just hours away in Los Angeles as the Brewers look to avoid a sweep.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
The Brewers will start Jose Quintana while Shohei Ohtani takes the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Coverage of tonight's game starts at 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ. Packers wide receiver Christian Watson and defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness both ruled out of Sunday's game. The Packers travel to Arizona to face the Cardinals Sunday afternoon for a 3:25 kickoff.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 4:38.
Time to get your furnace ready to work this winter. Vince Vitrano here with my HVAC guy, Ryan Sopa at Urban Heating and Cooling. Ryan, you're doing furnace tune-ups now.
Correct. We're starting to do furnace maintenance, making sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming cold weather.
You do all that for less than $100. You can save big, though, if you spend that money up front, right? Make sure this thing is good.
Correct. I mean, if we come in there and do a maintenance on your furnace, so it can help prevent major breakdowns for the next season.
Thanks, Ryan. Contact them now at urbanheatingandcooling.com. urbanheatingandcooling.com.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Well, it's breakfast with the boys, and then bingo is at 3 in the afternoon. I lost that super lady I lived with for 60 years, but have found a home and doing well. The accommodations, the facilities, it's been a pleasure, and I hope to hang around a couple of more years anyhow.
Enjoy life at Capri Communities.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Adam's looking at me. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I'm Sandy Maxx in for Julia Fellow. Adam Roberts in for John McCure on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. And that is the sound of Ace Frehley solo, New York Groove. But Ace Frehley, or Frehley, however you like to pronounce his last name, an essential member of the band Kiss, and unfortunately has passed away yesterday due to complications after a fall at the age of 74.
He worked part-time as a cab driver in New York City, then quit that gig for his other job at $50 a week as the guitarist for a then little-known band, Kiss. Ace Frehley's bombastic riffs and legendary solos became part of the DNA of Kiss's iconic stage shows and theatrics in the 70s and into the 80s. He had a troubled history of substance abuse, something he battled for decades, saying, "My life has been a roller coaster ride, but somehow I've always been able to land on my feet and still play the guitar." Matt Wolf, CBS News.
Now, sad news. His bandmates Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons from Kiss saying in a statement he was an essential and irreplaceable rock shoulder, will always be part of the band's legacy. I got a chance to speak with both of them a few years ago. Ace did not come up, but I know how integral and connected that band was for all the tumultuous years.
Oh, absolutely. And has shaped a lot of our musical taste. The Kiss Army is strong. And Kiss was my very first concert.
That's incredible.
10 years old. My dad took me to Lexington's Rupp Arena, and I still have the concert program that I brought in today. If you text the word watch to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620, you can see this beloved treasure. And it's one of those huge programs. Like what? This is like 18 inches by 18. This is a big program with
like
glossy photos. It is, and it is truly treasured. So this makes an impact when you're 10 years old and Space, the Ace Man, dressed in his alien gear in the very glam, but just absolutely great. And I got the chance to talk to Alice Cooper. The last time I saw Ace Frehley was in concert when he opened for Alice Cooper in 2021, and I was part of the group that helped create official Alice Cooper Day on October 1st of 2021. But the fun part was being backstage, and I asked Alice Cooper, I'm like, is it Frehley or Frehley? You, of all people, can figure this out for me. And what do you call him? He said, Ace. I'm like, okay, we still don't know. But I almost wound up with Ace Frehley's leather pants.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, because backstage, I walked by right as Alice Cooper's going on, because I'm like, I got to hustle. I want to see the Alice Cooper show. There's a huge cabinet, and this is also something you could see on the WTMJ YouTube live stream channel right now. It's Ace Frehley's leather pants hanging on one of these big equipment cases, just on those hangers. And it says Frehley. I'm like, oh, if I move fast enough, like, what am I going to do with Ace Frehley's leather pants?
What you're going to do is you're going to set up an interview wearing the pants and see how long it takes them to realize.
But it was so tempting. I can't tell you how tempting it was. But
judge's ruling. What was he wearing? Was he wearing these pants?
Well, this was in between. So Ace had gone off stage. So this is the intermission in between Alice. So it's a great point. So yeah, I didn't bust into the trailer, but man, just signature sounds. Kiss has influenced so many other bands, rock and roll Hall of Famers. So I highly recommend revisiting some Kiss music. And you just Ace Frehley, what an artist. You know, Kiss, the S's are like those jagged S's. They're not curvy. Ace Frehley helped design that Kiss logo.
And arguably the best, when they went in that year, they all did solo albums and they had each of their faces on them. I don't even think it's an argument. Ace had the best solo album of the bunch.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. So rest in peace, rest in power, Ace Frehley. Crank up some Kiss tonight.
It's 4:43 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Adam Roberts and Sandy Maxx with you until 6 o'clock. Then we'll go into our Brewers programming ahead of Game 4. And coming up next, speaking of Milwaukee, what is the state of our city's downtown? A lot of investment into it. We're seeing a lot of stuff happening. What does the future look like for the hub of the metro? We'll dive into the details next.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here with Jay Saunders, the Senior PR Manager at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Always great to catch up, Jay.
Hey, John.
There seems to be new and fun ways to win big at Potawatomi every time you turn around. What's going on down there these days?
Well, right now we've gone board game crazy during our Jackpot Land promotion. Let the games begin October through December, leading up to a $300,000 season finale. This month, it's the return of the always popular Bird Bash. You can win up to $50,000 in cash every week in October. Come on in, play your favorite slots anytime. With your rewards card, each Thursday this month, you can win a share of $50,000. And our restaurants are even getting in on the board game theme, John. We've got a Payday Latte at Cream City Coffee, a Mrs. White's White Russian, a nod to Clue at all of our bars, or a Monopoly special, the Mediterranean Avenue Chicken Wrap.
That sounds so good. So creative, too. All right, what else is cooking right now?
Yeah, we've got, like I said, 12 restaurants and bars. Dream Dance Steakhouse has Thursday and Sunday specials. Ruyi, a fantastic place for Asian cuisine. And we've got our new fall flavors menu to enjoy at Cream City Coffee Company.
At Potawatomi Casino Hotel, it's been a season of winning for our teams as well. And now the season of giving at Potawatomi, Jay.
Yeah, John, we're excited to announce the return of Heart of Canal Street, our signature charity event where we will be giving to 30 children's charities in southeast Wisconsin. Come on in and play our special Heart of Canal Street bingo game. It's held during every bingo session. Half the proceeds of that game will go to the winner, the other half going to the fundraising pool, again, where 30 local charities will benefit. And this year you can check out great heart-themed drink specials at Cream City Coffee Company and the Potawatomi Marketplace, and $1 from each goes to charity.
I love that. It's so good, important for our community. For more information about Potawatomi Casino and Hotel, go to Potawatomi.com. Jay Saunders, Senior PR Manager. Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, John.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
It ain't over till it's over.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
This has hit a ton. It is back. It is out of here.
The Brewers and the Dodgers face off in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series at Dodger Stadium. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 7. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
447 on WTMJ. Let's help get you home. Debbie Lazago's got eyes on the roads.
Yeah, we've still got some backups along eastbound 94 coming in from just before Highway 16 to Highway 16, where there is an incident where the right lane is blocked. So be careful with that. We've also got a crash on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to 894 southbound. Delays basically out of the Zoo interchange all the way down to Lincoln Avenue. Some more delays then from Oklahoma Avenue down into the Hale. On eastbound 94, we've got some backups from 84th Street all the way through to about 27th. Southbound 43, heavy from Good Hope Road down past Bender, back on the brakes from Capitol Drive, all the way down through the Marquette to about Beecher, and it only slowed down again right at the KK River down to Howard Avenue. Northbound's a little tight right around the North Avenue curve. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast, 61 your low tonight, watching for maybe some rain. Right now it looks pretty good, just a little high clouds. 71 and rain on your Saturday, 58 Sunday with showers possible, more for Monday, and 64. Actually, Monday was pretty nice, sunny, but it will be windy, a windy 64. Right now, clouds, and it's 70 degrees in Milwaukee at 448.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown.
You can always go downtown Petula, and you can go to downtown Milwaukee any day of the week. We're here at our Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue downtown every single day. We've got a good pulse on what downtown Milwaukee is like, and there's been a lot happening, especially over the last 20 years. I really feel like when I was a kid coming to downtown Milwaukee, I'll be honest, it felt a little drab at times, especially as my parents would drive down the Kilbourne tunnels and it would come out and be like, okay. But I really do feel like recently there's been a lot happening in our city, and especially downtown. And I want to turn to the president and CEO of Visit Milwaukee, Peggy Williams-Smith. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry,
It's okay.
Peggy. Peggy Williams-Smith is in studio with us today. And Peggy, recently we had the state of downtown. In fact, Thursday it was. And we're going to get to that in a moment. But I did want to ask you, ahead of Game 4 tonight, A recurring theme on Wisconsin's afternoon news today is sports superstitions because we're trying to will them to a Game 4 win. Do you have any superstitions you follow, or have you seen any weird ones?
Well, my husband thinks the superstition is that I need to not be watching the game, even if I'm in the actual stadium. So Game 5, I went to the bathroom. They hit a home run. I came back.
Well, I know where you're staying.
Exactly. And then the other night he was watching it on TV. I came in. The other team hit a home run. He's like, "Get out of the room." So we've decided I'm not watching the game tonight.
You do not have the Kavorka. You got the hoodoo.
Exactly.
Is there a funny superstition that you've heard, like somebody in your circle that, like, oh, I always do this to give them good luck? Because you're a lifelong Brewers fan.
I'm a lifelong Brewers fan and a lifelong Milwaukeean. So if you go to any small corner bar in the city of Milwaukee during a Packers game or playoff baseball or playoff basketball, there's people that have their little dolls lined up in front of them, and they will have to either do a shot or get another beer whenever there's a run scored. So yeah, I think there's a lot of those kind of superstitions throughout the city.
Peggy Williams-Smith with us in studio. So now let's talk downtown. I set it up, admittedly, probably could have set it up better, but...
Oh, you set it up good.
We've got a lot happening, and you have eyes on all of it. Right now, as downtown is set up, where are we thriving, and where can we still grow?
Well, you said it. Coming out of the Kilbourne Tunnel, what do you see now when you come out of the Kilbourne Tunnel? You see a $456 million expansion and modernization of a convention center that is just been a highlight of what we're able to sell. I think that kind of investment that's made in a city is so visible to anyone who comes into the downtown area.
You mentioned that area of the Wisconsin Center District. It's been in the headlines a lot, what's going to maybe happen with the High Life Theater and Panther Arena. You're someone who has seen all sorts of these case studies and best use studies over the years. Are you one of those people that says, just take it with a grain of salt? You don't have to do anything with this study. Let's just see where this goes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, studies are good. That's how we got to the point to do the expansion of the convention center. You want to know what's the best use of your buildings, of what you invest in, to make sure that you're spending your money wisely. So I think that doing this study is a great first step in what the future of tourism looks like in the future.
And with Thursday's breakfast, where it was an official state of the city presentation and different speakers, what were the biggest takeaways from Thursday morning for you?
Well, I always brag about Downtown Bid 21. They do such fantastic work. I was asked to speak on a radio station in St. Louis because they wanted to know what Milwaukee was doing to be so excited about their city and have such civic pride. And I think a lot of that starts with the work that Bid 21 does. The Clean Sweep ambassadors, their ambassador programs, the people who are on the streets greeting people, cleaning up. They remove any graffiti within 4 hours of it being reported to them. They do such a fantastic job of placemaking that they really make the city, the downtown central business district, feel warm and welcoming. So, they do just an amazing job. And we cite them every time we talk about why sometimes it's easy for me to do my job.
I was just going to say that would have to be a good partnership, because I've known Beth Wyrick, now retired, but after at least 20 years there, but created that
nearly
culture.
30.
I was just going to say it's longer than that. But her energy and brightness and passion created that culture where you couldn't be part of Milwaukee downtown, and you can't if you aren't also an evangelist in a genuine way, to really believe it and want the city to grow. And it's not easy to do that, finding partnerships and raising money and working with government to grow like that. So to have that as a partner for Visit Milwaukee, what are some of the things that the two of you together have been able to achieve?
We work so closely with them on everything, because what they do is so important to what visitors see when they visit our city. So, I have to tell you, the downtown dog park is amazing. It's an amazing win. It's taking an underutilized space that just sat dormant, that could become a place that was unseemly or unsightly for people to see. And now it's going to be this amazing hub for downtown residents who have dogs to go and meet each other and do things, and then having the brewery that's going to come down there as well. You know, the placemaking is so incredible, and we partner with them regularly, whether it be through giving, you know, them sponsorship dollars to do a downtown mural, or whether it just be, you know, bouncing ideas off each other of what we need to do to make Milwaukee a better place to live, work, play, and visit.
You know, Peggy, anecdotally, you mentioned about how you were being asked by St. Louis to give ideas for them. I'll say not too long ago, I was in St. Paul, Minnesota, and the difference between downtown here and downtown there is, I'm going to be honest, shocking. I was there for a weekend. There should be things happening, people out on the street, farmers markets, just walking around. It was a ghost town in St. Paul, and it was not like it was 40 degrees and rainy. It was, I believe it was in August, so great time of year to be out. I know what you do and what Visit Milwaukee does and the bid does is not easy, because we've seen a lot since especially COVID, this emphasis on getting people into the heart of the city and making that a hub so that we can expand the benefits to other parts of the city that want that. We saw that with the streetcar debate yesterday, how if you build up, it goes out. Is that the case?
It is. It is. And we want tourism to expand beyond the traditional tourism zones. But we know that downtown is incredibly important to make sure that people feel safe and welcomed when they come here, because this is where a lot of the entertainment is. The theater district, this is Theater Week, is a perfect example of that. There is something going on almost every single night in every one of our theaters. There is never a shortage of things to do. We've got Monica versus Brandy at Fiserv Forum tonight. I was over there doing a site tour and watching the hundreds of people who are locally employed setting up the venue for this concert tonight. These are the types of things that make our city so vibrant.
And Peggy, before we let you go, we know that the RNC year was huge. We know this has been a huge year with the draft for the whole state. As we look at 2026, what are the biggest things that you have your eye on the prize?
Oh, well, I just said I was doing a site tour at Fiserv Forum for something very exciting next year. You know, we continue to build, and, you know, some of the things you won't see, right? It's not going to overtake the entire city, but there are certainly things that are exciting. We're going to host Expo, which is one of a large trade show that brings in meeting planners for groups that are considered citywide groups. So we'll have all of them in the city at the end of November next year.
And truly experiencing our city.
Exactly.
And hopefully expoing more.
We
so
hope
nice
so.
they named
Nice.
it twice.
Yes.
She's Visit Milwaukee CEO and President Peggy Williams-Smith with us on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Peggy, thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's 4:57 on WTMJ Business Headlines up next.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Plans continue to progress on a 58-acre lifestyle community in Pewaukee. Cornerstone Development, based in Sussex, seeks to build 84 condos and 48 single-family homes in its Glen at Springdale project. The Summit Apartments project remains on track in Oak Creek. The project will bring 132 new units to the Lakeshore Commons community upon full build-out. The first phase of the apartments is scheduled to open in early 2026. A new Dave's Hot Chicken opens in Grafton at 1210 North Port Washington Road. It is the state's 11th location since the California-based chain entered the Wisconsin market in 2022. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. It's kindness, it's compassion, it's very specialized training. Their mission is to transform the culture of care, and they're doing that every single day. I've been in their places. I've seen how they love and take care of people with cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, or other related dementia symptoms. In part at Azura, they do such a great job because their staff goes through specialized training. They're going to take great care of you. Locations throughout southeast Wisconsin, Wisconsin-based, family-owned. It's Azura.
There's a problem if your lawyer is famous for one phone call and a quick settlement. It weakens your position in a negotiation. Another problem is due diligence. That's what trial lawyers conduct when preparing a case. Things like lost wages, lifetime medical costs, and other variables that can't be considered in a quick settlement. In fact, One call and a quick settlement is exactly what the other side wants. Instead, call Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service. Visit habish.com to find out more.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Does your bathroom belong in a haunted house? Or maybe it's just time for a refresh. WTMJ and Sidex are back with the Beautiful Bathroom Contest. One lucky listener will win a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. It's easy. Snap a pic of your scary shower, terrifying tub, or even just one you're tired of. And enter now at WTMJ.com. Sidex makes it easy to go from fright to fabulous.
Shop smarter with Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan, just a few seconds across the Wisconsin border. Award-winning, organically grown, quality products you can trust. Don't settle for knockoffs in Wisconsin. Get the real deal at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
The Wisconsin retirement system impacts over 690,000 people, including police, firefighters, teachers, and UW employees. Join Annex Wealth Management and WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for a free webinar. Understand your WRS potential on Tuesday, October 21st at 3:30 p.m. Learn how your WRS pension fits into your financial portfolio and planning. The Annex Financial Planning team is experienced with WRS pensions and holistic financial planning. Register at annexwealth.com/events. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanders Home Entertainment, Flanders.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanders Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanders, just press play.
It ain't over till it's over.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
This is hit a ton. It is back. It is out of here.
The Brewers and the Dodgers face off in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series at Dodger Stadium. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 7. October runs through the home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5:01. I'm Adam Roberts in for John Mercure, and this is Wisconsin's Afternoon News for Friday, October 17th. Our top story, the White House appeals its National Guard case to the High Court.
I'm Sandy Maxx in for Julia Fellow. A former Milwaukee attorney faces new felony charges.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We do still have the right lane blocked basically on Highway 16 eastbound, just past the on-ramp there to 94. We've got the right lane blocked with an incident, so watch out for that. Also, a crash on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to 894 southbound. Delays continue past that point down towards Lincoln. More backups from about Oklahoma Avenue down into the Hale interchange. Eastbound 94, watch for backups from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th. Southbound 43, still kind of a heavy ride from Good Hope Road all the way down past Bender. Back on the brakes just past Hampton, all the way down past Fond du Lac Avenue. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
High clouds this evening, a low of 61. Possible rain tomorrow, 71 for your Saturday. Right now, 70 and cloudy at 5:03. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, President Trump putting a request to the Supreme Court to make a decision if he can deploy National Guard troops to the Chicago area. News Nation's Ron Brown.
The emergency appeal comes after a judge temporarily put a stop to the deployment for at least 2 weeks. The Justice Department says the injunction improperly impinges on the president's authority and needlessly endangers federal personnel and property. Trump has already pushed traditional boundaries by using National Guard domestically. He ordered the deployment of Guard members from Illinois and Texas to assist and protect immigration officers in Chicago. They've been staged at Naval Station Great Lakes.
Governor J.B. Pritzker voicing his opposition to the deployment, calling it unconstitutional and unnecessary.
A former Milwaukee city attorney is facing new felony charges over a property deal. Tierman Spencer and an associate were charged with 4 felonies. According to a criminal complaint, the two are accused of improperly acquiring a property for $8,000 and attempting to sell it for $245,000. These new charges are in addition to a separate criminal case against Spencer for misconduct in office. Spencer was elected as Milwaukee City Attorney in 2020. He was voted out of office last year.
The city of Milwaukee is still struggling with providing available housing to potential buyers. Sarah Cole with the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors on WTMJ says there just are not enough new houses being built still.
I would love to see more sales. I would love to see more inventory. That's our biggest problem. If we could get more inventory, I have buyers in the weeds just waiting to get that house. And I think so many are getting frustrated because there is so few items to choose from.
Cole says a healthy housing market provides a community with around 6 months of inventory.
A bill is moving through the Wisconsin legislature that would expand access to breast cancer screenings. Known as Gale's Law, the bill would remove out-of-pocket costs to make sure women at an increased risk can get supplemental screenings. It's named after Gail Zemer, a women's health advocate who passed away from metastatic breast cancer. Gail's daughter, Sophia Zemer.
My family and I cannot thank you enough for keeping my mom's legacy of advocacy alive through this piece of legislation. I know it would make her so happy to see everyone working together to make this dream come true.
The bill was passed this week in the state Senate. It now moves to the Assembly.
Fans of Wisconsin college sports may have to open up their wallets to keep watching the postseason. The WIAC moving to a pay-per-view model for streaming games, replacing free access that many fans have become used to. Commissioner of the conference, Danielle Harris on WTMJ.
Everything is going to be evaluated. It may be permanent. It may not be permanent. It just really depends on, we have 3 seasons to get through, fall, winter, and spring. And so our administrators will evaluate at the end of the year if this is something that they would like to continue.
Conference leadership plans to keep an eye out for feedback and will make adjustments if needed.
Milwaukee Public Schools is embarking on a new strategy to improve reading scores. Quentin Claybon with the Institute for Reforming Government tells WTMJ's Point Taken about the new mindset for Tier 1 instruction.
We're going to put all of our effort into just the normal class day instruction. And yes, a few kids are going to fall behind, but so many more kids, including the kids who are middle and high performing, who would not be getting these extra services. We're going to make sure that the floor is really, 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 really high. And that's what's worked in other states, is not letting kids fall behind in the first place. And then now you can invite in the tutors. Now you can invite in the extra resources.
Claybon says the strategy also saves money and takes some stress away from teachers.
Coming up, do or die for the Brewers in L.A.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 5:06.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselis. I'm Weston. What's your question?
What makes Hasselis mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showrooms, free next-day delivery and haul away, and way too low prices on Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper?
Yeah, besides that.
Well, Hasselis is locally owned.
You mean your franchise is locally owned?
We're not a franchise. Every showroom is owned and managed by the same family. So, when you shop at Hasselis, your money stays right here. And through Monday, our family wants to give you a $248 credit towards a new Beauty Rest, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Perfect Sleeper just for shopping local.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Our 43 beds from the top 5 brands start at $393.
I like that.
Try and buy with no pushy sales guy.
I love that.
Free next day delivery too.
Thanks.
For what?
For being different.
Shop local and enjoy a $248 credit through Monday at Hasselis Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find a no-hassle, employee-free showroom near you at Hasselis.com.
Everyone needs a plumber in their contacts list. And I've got yours, Vince Vitrano here. It's Horner Plumbing. We had a big job on the Vitrano home, needed to move the water hookups for the washer-dryer and refrigerator, and we turned to the trusted experts for more than 50 years in Southeast Wisconsin, Horner Plumbing. CJ and Kaylee, they did a great job at the house. All the follow-up with Horner was amazing, great work, and outstanding customer service. Residential, commercial, and new construction, HornerPlumbing.com. Have it in your contact list, because when it's a plumbing emergency, that is not the time you want to start your search. I've got your plumber. Full-service plumbing, water heater repairs and installs, drain cleaning, garbage disposals, bathroom and kitchen renovations. Full-service plumbing. Free quotes and upfront pricing means no surprises. You want a deal? Tell them Vinny sent you, and Horner Plumbing will knock $50 off that first service. Get started now at Horner Plumbing. That's HornerPlumbing.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. It's win or go home for the Brewers against the Dodgers in Game 4 of the NLCS this evening from Dodger Stadium. It'll be lefty Jose Quintana going up against the righty Shohei Ohtani for LA. A win will force a Game 5 on Saturday. If the Brewers can get 2 in a row, the series heads back to Milwaukee next week, Monday. Our coverage tonight begins with a special edition of Brewers Warm-Up at 6 on WTMJ. The Packers head into the weekend as 6.5-point favorites against the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday. Badger football, meanwhile, 26.5-point underdogs. They'll host the number 1 team in the land, Ohio State. That's tomorrow at Camp Randall Stadium. And 9th-ranked Badger women's volleyball takes the court tonight against 23rd-ranked UCLA. You can hear the match over on 94.5 ESPN. Badger Sports Update, sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 5:09.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, Adam Roberts and Sandy Maxx.
Hour 3 of Wisconsin's afternoon news. Adam Roberts, Sandy Maxx, Debbie Lozica's watching the roads, Isaac in the Prod studio, and Sean Brinda working in the Breaking News Center. You know, Sandy, we just got done talking with Visit Milwaukee's Peggy Williams-Smith about all the things happening downtown and the building up of our downtown. We got a pretty busy weekend coming up. No Brewers in the city, but we talk about the theater district and things of the musical nature. We got a pretty busy weekend in store.
Yes, we do. Elvis Costello and the Imposters are tonight at the Pabst Theater. I might be squeaking over there. Would be fun. There's so much to do, but really the back-to-back show to see this weekend, Milwaukee icons, Violent Femmes, are at Riverside Theater. Saturday's show is sold out because this is the end of their fall tour. So they're capping it in their hometown, but there are tickets still available for Sunday. And this is a show you want to see because they're playing their first 2 albums in their entirety.
That first debut, it still, to this day, fascinates me that dropped in 1983 because it sounds so, and I know this is a broken record, but it sounds so forward-thinking as music for what would come in the decade to follow.
And so many of those recordings were first takes. So you're getting that real raw energy that the trio built up by busking in the streets and performing so much in so many different locations together.
You know who's always responsible for capturing a band's sound is the producer, and an integral part of any sort of album or single creation. And this week, we have a great conversation, speaking of the Femmes, on WTMJ Conversations. Libby Collins sits down with the producer of Blister in the Sun, the big hit from that debut, Mark Van Hecke. And Van Hecke sharing with Libby a chance meeting with the Femmes back in the day.
After Willem left, they were getting other actors, and one of them was Victor Di Lorenzo. And Victor was always forming bands, and nothing was really working. He had joined with Brian Ritchie, a bass player, and I was walking along the street and crossed Downer Avenue, and there was a laundromat. I was hearing this sound, and I thought, hey, that's kind of cool. They had joined forces with Gordon Gano, and they were performing at that little space and walking amongst the tables while playing. And I thought, this is theater.
Absolutely. And that is Mark Van Hecke. He is the producer not only of their debut album, but also Violent Femmes' second album, Hallowed Ground, which is a storytelling masterpiece itself. And hear Mark Van Hecke talking with Libby Collins on WTMJ Conversations on Sunday at 11. And I would say go to back-to-back shows if you can. Femmes at the Riverside Saturday night and then Sunday night.
5:13 on WTMJ. Hey, coming up next, one of our own, Eric Bilstad, is a very special event that he's going to be emceeing at Greenfield Park tomorrow. We'll detail all about it next.
Half a century of marketing expertise joined with over 20 years of local market knowledge. Not to mention the savings you'll see after you get our best commission right up front, which, by the way, is only 1.9% on the listing side of your home. Join that together and you can be sure that you've chosen the right real estate experts who have the experience to market your home effectively and give you a commission that'll end up paying for things like new furniture. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. They saved over $50,000 after we sold their home at only 1.9%. You don't have to pay 6% to market and sell your home. Hundreds of Century 21 Benefit Realty clients will attest. You can get it all for only 1.9%. The more value your home has, the more important it is to find the best real estate commission and the marketing ability to get top dollar. And with Century 21 behind us, that's what we have. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Potential is like God's love. It lives within everyone and shows us that we are made for more. At Og Prep, faith ignites excellence in academics, the arts, athletics, and every aspect of our lives. Students don't just realize their full potential, we learn to soar. The #1 K-12 school in Milwaukee is expanding to the North Shore and is now enrolling grades K4 through 6th and 9th. Og Prep North, made for more. Apply today at ogprep.org.
When we're out in your town, come say hi as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be.
You can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
News Radio 620 WTMJ.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
5:16, Debbie helps get you home. How are we looking, Deb?
We've got delays along southbound 41, starting from just before the county line down to Good Hope Road. Back on the brakes from just south of Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. Northbound sides backed up from Mayfair Road all the way up to about Hampton. We've got eastbound 94 still backing up from about Elmhurst Road all the way through past Meadowbrook Road. We do still have this incident on the Highway 16 ramp to 94 eastbound, but everything is out of traffic now, so no delays specifically at that point. More backups, though, through the Barker Road area as per usual. 84th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange as well. We do have a crash on southbound on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to southbound 894, so watch out for that. And then more delays heading down towards Lincoln, and then from National Avenue down past Cold Spring Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ forecast brought to you by Sweet Talks Med Spa, where your goals are our goals. Going to be a cloudy one tonight. There is a chance for some rain late with a low around 64. Going to be up to 71. It could be a rainy 71, though, on your Saturday. And then more of the same into Sunday, but cooler, a high around 58, up to around 60 on Monday. 70 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 517. I'll tell you about a really exciting event coming to Greenfield Park tomorrow, October 18th, the annual Breakthrough T1D Walk. T1D, Type 1 diabetes. And one of our own, WTMJ's Eric Bilstad, who lives with Type 1 diabetes, will be emceeing that event tomorrow. He shares with us how Breakthrough T1D has impacted his family's life.
A wise man once said, "We never know the love of a parent till we become parents ourselves."
This is my room, and I have tons of stuff.
This is my son, Eli, when he was just 7 years old.
I got tons of trophies before for Pinewood Derby and Home Run Derby.
When I was 7, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, an autoimmune disease that affects your blood sugar 24 hours a day. It changed my family's life forever.
The pediatrician, he said that Eric had diabetes, type 1 diabetes. Anyway, that hit me like a ton of bricks. Completely unexpected.
My father, Arnie, says it was tough hearing that his healthy son was stuck with a debilitating disease.
I remember just saying a prayer. Could I switch places? And I could take the diabetes and Eric could be free of it. I know that's completely irrational, but that's what I did.
Not irrational at all, Pop. I think any parent can appreciate how you felt. At least I know I can.
He's a goldfish. We got him like 5 months ago, and he's still alive.
Back to my son Eli, who isn't 7 anymore. He's a full-blown teenager.
So how do you feel today?
I feel fine.
Yeah, so you're happy you did it?
Yup.
Type 1 diabetes is hereditary, and my son's blood work says he is at high risk to get it. But due to groundbreaking new treatments, thanks in part to research funded by Breakthrough T1D, we have found a way to delay his diagnosis.
What was the process? How long did it take?
It was 14 days long. It was like an IV.
For 2 weeks, Eli went to the hospital for a special infusion, suppressing his immune system, allowing this drug to work.
And every day it was ranged from 2 hours to 45 minutes for the infusions.
It's a step closer to that ultimate goal of preventing the disease altogether, stopping type 1 diabetes before it ever starts. Music to this father's ears.
Well, I'm happy you did it. I'm proud of you. You feel good about everything?
Yeah, I feel good about everything. Thank you. I thought you were done before.
That goofball is just one of a handful of patients across the entire state of Wisconsin to undergo this treatment. And so far, no T1D.
I caught a giant largemouth. I caught a fish.
So even though 40 years ago, my father's prayer to take my type 1 diabetes didn't work out for him, I'd like to think it has for me.
Can you take a picture of me, Mama? Mom, can you do a slow motion video for me?
What a sweet little voice of Eli. Eric, what a wonderful way to tell the story of your family, but also really illustrate the advances of medical technology since you've been involved in a life with diabetes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, just kind of, it felt necessary to tell the story in that way just to help illustrate just how this has worked. How Breakthrough T1D, as you guys know that I'm so close to, how it actually has shown its worth. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to a charity, what they've been able to do with their research, with the funding and all of that. And this is, it's proving to work right here in our own backyard. And for me, it's worked in my own house.
And you're living it. And for your son to be one of the first in the state to experience this. And how much longer does your younger son have to go through this procedure?
So
this treatment, this regimen?
Right. So, I mean, it depends on so many different things to be able to take Tzield, which is this medicine that can delay the onset of type 1 diabetes. So you go through this process. Obviously, there's insurance and all that. So then, it's just a matter of getting it done. But it's very new. It's only a couple of years old. There's only been a handful in Wisconsin, but about 1,000 probably across the country. And what they have found with type 1, again, not type 2, but type 1 diabetes, it is autoimmune disease. So they can basically know if you have the biomarkers in your system that can trigger it. So what this drug is able to do, thanks to Breakthrough T1D and the research and all that, it can suppress that. So can we suppress the triggers that would fire off type 1 diabetes in my case, my one son, Eli? And it can do that for so many years. It's not a perfect science yet. There's still a lot to learn. But in his case, he's high risk, and this at least pushes this down the road for a couple of years, maybe as many as 4 years.
Eric, a little while ago, you and I were on the Scaffediology podcast, and we were talking about separating emotion from our storytelling when we're putting together things like you've just done with this feature or just telling stories in the news. Was this a little bit more challenging knowing just how personal this particular project you put together was?
It's an interesting question, Adam, because I would say it's the opposite. in a case like this, I was excited to share this story. Yeah, it's emotional, and it's one that obviously hits really close to home for me and my family. But I was excited about it because it's no truer than this, right? Like I can live it. I know it. I'm a part of it. My kid is doing great. I'm excited to share how well he's doing. So I guess in that respect, it wasn't, a concern of showing those emotions. I'm happy to in this case. So in that respect, I was excited about it, right? And knowing that I guess I go back to what I don't know if I said it clearly enough when we first started talking here, but I just love being able to show when it works. You hear there's so many great causes. There are so many great charities. There are so many great things that are, that we want to give our money to and our time to. And when you can actually show your work and say, like, look, it's actually, in this case, we're preventing type 1 diabetes from happening. And here's a real true example. That's my favorite part.
Keeping the faith and staying on track.
Yeah.
And I feel like Saturday is going to be more than just a walk. It will be a celebration of these advancements.
Right. Yes. And that's just what's so cool about Breakthrough T1D is that like their biggest thing is making it so much easier for you to live with the disease, right? And there's all these kids, hundreds of them, that are going to be there tomorrow, and all of their supporters are going to be there at this event, and they can realize that they're not alone, that there's so many people just like them, and they can realize that you can live a pretty much perfect, healthy life. Take some discipline for type 1 diabetes, but you can do it. And that's my favorite part, is that everyone can see that. And now we have more examples like my son who, hey, doesn't have it yet. And to know that that's out there and you can celebrate that as well just gives everyone more hope. And that's all we're looking for.
You mentioned the event this weekend. It's at Greenfield Park. Where can people go if they want to learn more?
You can text the word WALK, W-A-L-K. I have a link to my walk page because we're raising money, of course. And if you have the desire and the interest, that's amazing, but please, no obligation. But I always appreciate the assistance monetarily, of course. Just text the word WALK. You can learn much more about Eli's story in his case. And obviously, if there's an opportunity to share the monetary fund, we'd always appreciate that too. Walk to the Saturday Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620.
Eric, I think one of your biggest successes, aside from sharing the story of the medical advancements, is you got your teenage son to chat with you.
Yeah, that's not easy, by the way.
Bookmark that one for sure.
Yes, that goes down in history right there.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead. Thanks so much, man.
Appreciate you guys so much.
It's 526 on WTMJ. Let's check those markets here at Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everyone up 0.5% as far as the big three go. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all up around 0.5% on the day. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanner's Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanner's has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanner's, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanner's in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
From those with no experience to firearms enthusiasts, all are welcome at Mission 94 Firearms Education Center. The staff is deeply committed to providing a welcoming and engaging environment for everyone at every level. Learn the right way to handle firearms, level up your skills, and experience replica firearms from different historical eras while learning about their role in protecting our freedoms throughout history. Visit veteran-owned and managed Mission 94 in Kenosha today. Check out the 5-star reviews. Just Google Mission 94.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Breast reconstruction is an important aspect of comprehensive breast cancer care, offering the opportunity to restore breast shape following mastectomy. Here to tell us more about breast reconstruction, including timing and approaches to reconstruction, is Dr. Patrick Hettinger, a Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin plastic surgeon. Dr. Hettinger, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
What is breast reconstruction?
So breast reconstruction is part of the surgical care for our breast cancer patients. Essentially, in breast reconstruction, there are sort of two paths that a patient can go down. One path involves an implant-based reconstruction. We restore size, shape, and symmetry using a highly cohesive silicone implant. The other road that patients can go down uses their own tissue.
How do patients choose which option might be best for them?
Deciding on the appropriate breast reconstruction is really a team-based approach. The patient is the ultimate decider. However, with input from the surgical team, we develop a treatment plan that is ideal for that patient. So in an implant-based reconstruction, the biggest pro is that the recovery time is a little bit less. However, implants may need to be exchanged over time. We also take into account donor sites if patients have adequate tissue to offer for breast reconstruction.
What about those that maybe choose not to have the reconstruction? Is that sometimes a viable option?
Certainly, John. In some cases, patients may elect not to undergo breast reconstruction, which may be appropriate for that individual. And down the road, if they decide that breast reconstruction is something that is of interest to them, we are always available to discuss their options.
Why should patients choose the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network for their reconstruction?
At Froedtert and the Medical College, we have a comprehensive approach to breast reconstruction with fellowship-trained surgeons and oncologists. We offer the most cutting-edge techniques and the most advanced techniques in breast reconstruction.
The latest options available at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Dr. Patrick Hettinger, thanks for being with us today. Find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Froedtert.com.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. And joining me today is Jeff Salazinski. He's Executive Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, want to talk about employee benefits today. R&R Insurance provides employee benefits for all of us here at Good Karma Brands, and it's a great program. So companies are fast approaching open enrollment for their workforces. So let's hear some good advice for a business owner on that topic.
Thank you, Vince. Employee benefits are a company's second or third largest expense. Businesses need to know how to use their employee benefit program as a tool to attract and retain the best employees. Benefit understood is a benefit appreciated. This means it's critical to know how best to communicate your company's employee benefits program. The right messaging will help employees understand their options and guide their decision-making. It'll also increase their sense of value and engagement. Employees will be more inclined to participate and see it as a part of their total compensation program.
Jeff, what impact then does a great employee benefits package, for example, have on a candidate's decision to join or not join that company?
It has a huge impact. Numerous studies indicate that in today's environment, new hires more frequently select the employer with the best overall employee benefits package and a vibrant company culture.
So, Jeff, why R&R Insurance?
Because at R&R Insurance, we help employers brand their benefit package in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for health insurance. More importantly, we'll manage and provide as much support as you need for your open enrollment and beyond. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefits information for themselves and their families 24/7.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Traffic is sponsored by Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Design Exchange is where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
532, I'm Adam Roberts. Your top story, the president commutes a jailed congressman's sentence.
I'm Sandy Maxx in for Julia Fellow. Housing inventory remains low in Milwaukee.
I'm Debbie Lazaga on 4394 southbound at Beecher. We've got the left shoulder blocked with a crash, so watch out for the backups through that area. We do have delays coming in from just before Good Hope Road all the way down past Bender, and again from Hampton all the way down to Fond du Lac Avenue. Westbound 94 backing up from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. On the eastbound side, we've got a crash right at the ramp from Mitchell Boulevard off on the right shoulder. Delays coming in from before 84th Street all the way to 35th. And we also have that other crash on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to 894 southbound. Delays heading right past that point. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
We're seeing some sun poke through the high clouds right now in downtown Milwaukee. We've got some sun and it's 70 degrees. Expecting a low tonight of 61. Rainy day on Saturday with a high of 71. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an embattled former New York congressman could soon be released from jail. President Trump on Truth Social announcing he will commute the sentence of George Santos immediately. Santos was sentenced back in April after admitting in 2024 to deceiving donors and stealing 11 people's identities. Santos had appealed to the administration to intercede within hours of receiving that sentence, calling it overly harsh and politically motivated.
National Guard troops could come into Chicago if the White House has its way. The White House on Friday asked the Supreme Court to allow the deployment of National Guard troops in the Chicago area, escalating President Donald Trump's conflict with the Democratic governor there, J.B. Pritzker, over using the military on U.S. soil. The emergency appeal to the High Court came after a judge prevented for at least 2 weeks the deployment of Guard members from Illinois and Texas to assist immigration enforcement. U.S. District Judge April Perry said she found no substantial evidence that a, quote, danger of rebellion, end quote, is brewing in Illinois during Trump's immigration crackdown.
Thousands of federal workers in Wisconsin continue to navigate the ongoing government shutdown.
Of the 18,000 federal workers across Wisconsin, the state's Department of Workforce Development says around 8,000 could be impacted as the shutdown continues. DWD's Amy Pahacek.
We're doing everything we can to support workers who are navigating this unprecedented situation, but there is only so much that we can do.
She says the department has received around 30 unemployment claims from federal workers. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
Home sales for September in the metro Milwaukee area were up over 7% compared to September of 2024.
But inventory remains well below a balanced market.
If you take away the homes that already have accepted offers, we're really down to only 1.8 months of inventory, and 6 months inventory is really a healthy market.
Sarah Cole of the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors. New construction tends to favor those in the market for larger homes.
Maybe for somebody that's looking to level up versus somebody as a first-time home buyer, where maybe a 1,500 square foot, 3-bedroom, 1-bath could be sufficient.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
The average cost of a home in the metro area is just over $446,000.
Milwaukee Public Schools wants to improve literacy rates in the classroom, but teachers say students are already being over-tested.
MPS Director of Research Assessment and Data, Dr. Natalie Collins, says compared to last year, students have added an extra hour to test taking.
The district-wide average for total minutes of required testing is 9.4 hours.
But Milwaukee Teachers Education Association President Ingrid Walker-Henry says students are taking too many tests already.
In 1 week in September, students were forced to be tested for 630 minutes. That is 10.5 hours of testing in 1 week. This is developmentally inappropriate.
Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
District leaders say they will adjust assessment findings for future presentations.
In other education news, the University of Wisconsin Platteville branch campus in Baraboo will close at the end of the academic year. Students will be transitioned from the Sauk County campus to the main one by May of 2026. Individualized plans will be developed for faculty and staff. Chancellor Tammy Avetovich says declining enrollment was the main reason in the decision. This is the 8th UW branch campus to either close or downsize since 2023.
The Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference changing up how fans can watch games this postseason. The WIAC announcing a new pay-per-view model for streaming games, which means fans will now pay per event instead of having free streaming access. WIAC Commissioner Danielle Harris.
I understand no one likes change. Our regular season continues to be free. And so not all teams will be impacted by this because not all teams make the postseason. And then we'll reevaluate what this trial season will be.
Harris says they'll receive feedback from the first season of the pay-per-view model to see if it should become a permanent fixture.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. It's rally time. It's all on the line tonight for the Milwaukee Brewers, both the series and the season. NLCS Game 4 just hours away in Los Angeles as the Brewers look to avoid a sweep.
10 times this year we've won 4 in a row, so that's also a possibility.
He is manager Pat Murphy, and the Brewers will start Jose Quintana while Shohei Ohtani takes the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Coverage of tonight's game starts in just minutes at 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ. For the Green Bay Packers, wide receiver Christian Watson and defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness both ruled out of Sunday's game. Sunday, the Packers will travel to Arizona before Sunday to face the Cardinals Sunday afternoon for a 3:25 kickoff.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 5:38.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement.
We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
If your business depends on reliable transportation, here's some good news you can use. Did you know businesses can write off up to 100% of qualified truck purchases in 2025 thanks to the IRS Section 179 tax code? The Ewald Automotive Group is Milwaukee's only certified commercial truck dealer for Ford, Ram, GMC, and Chevrolet, with over 200 job-ready trucks in stock like snowplows, dump trucks, cargo vans, and service bodies. Visit ewaldauto.com today for inventory, locations, and more. The professionals at Ewald are ready to work for you.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
All right, we welcome in Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky for a check of the forecast and a check of the Brewers fan pulse. Niz, it has been a rough go of it. We got to get through tonight in order to keep the season alive, and we've been asking our WTMJ fans for their weirdest Brewers and or sports superstitions. Have you seen those fans, Niz, in the Mariners games that are putting their shoes on top of their heads for a rally? That's the weirdest one I've seen in a minute. Do you have any weird ones?
I don't have any weird ones, but I do believe in it. I feel like it's something that's psychological where you got good vibes going with anything, especially the players. It's one thing for fans to try to channel that goodness, but for a player, whatever makes them relaxed and feeling good and confident, I am all for.
I'm willing to put shoes on my head tonight. I'm all in. And and Niz, I saw your Twitter. I love the way you're thinking.
Yeah.
Let's start at
8 in a row.
Yeah, 8 in a row streak.
I mean, we've done it already. We did 8 in a row at least 3 times during the regular season. Now I know it's a different animal, but we did also beat the Dodgers 6 times in a row also before. Now it was a different Dodgers. They're a lot healthier now, and it's the playoffs, but never say never. I just want to see some fight tonight. Let's win 1, and let's go from there.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if George Webb put out the win 8 in a row just this one time, and then we'll give free burgers for a World Series. That's all it would take.
Heck, if we win 8 in a row, I'll fire up my grill in the backyard, and I'll just get as much beef as I can afford.
You putting that on
we'll
your
just
mama? Is that
it.
a promise?
All right, let's put a cap on it.
All right.
If the Brewers win it, if the Brewers win it all, sure. A day that I'm and they win 8 in a row, sure. I will take a day off from work and I will grill as many burgers as possible in, let's say, a 10-hour window.
I think the whole city will. We will all be celebrating with 8
up
in a row.
Are
you
Falls
kidding?
at
I'm no good
driveway.
at grilling, but I'll put one out in the front yard and belly up. Let's do it. Magic brew time. Let's do it.
Yeah. They need it. And at this point, I hope they play carefree. I hope they play, out to win and just, not be, down on themselves. I mean, they're down 0-3. What do you got to lose? Go out there, start swinging. Let's go.
And wanted to get switching over to the weather side of things. I did want to check in with you on how we're doing on the fall foliage report. I'm following along with the Travel Wisconsin page, and I am also following along with Storm Team 4 as that dark brown on the map is going slowly down towards the south. But I do notice Milwaukee County has that little sliver of the sort of orange that would indicate we're still not quite at peak.
No, here in Milwaukee County, we still have a ways to go. I think maybe a week from now we'll get peak color in locations outside of the city and away from Lake Michigan. Milwaukee's probably going to be more like the very end of October, maybe around Halloween time, which would be about a week and a half to 2 weeks behind our average. Our average peak color's pretty much right now on average, so we are a week or 2 behind with it.
Brian, it's fascinating to me, and since you know so much about the science of this, do you think it's this warm weather that we had for almost 2 weeks at the beginning of October and the dryness that has delayed this? And will it also stunt the length of the bright colors because of that dry warmth?
That's a really good point. So, like, overall, the leaf change and falling off the leaves is 100% dictated by the lack of daylight, so the sun. However, there are some weather factors and some things that could either contribute to brighter colors, dullness of colors, or delaying it a little bit. So it's inevitable the trees will eventually lose their leaves. However, you're right. The recent warmth has delayed that process a little bit. I also think a lot goes into we had a late start this last spring. So the leaves really got going late because we had a cool, if you remember, it was very cool for May and even like the first part of June. So it took a while for the leaves to get, full on the trees in the spring. So there might be a little bit more life to them that they're hanging on a little bit more. But we had those cool nights and warm sunny days like a week ago. So we started to see those leaves pop. And I really think this is going to happen fast. I think what's going to happen is once, it's going to be a lot less gradual than what we'll see. So as we're starting to see the color now, a week from now, we're really going to start to pop. And then by the end of the month, those leaves will be starting to go away.
All right, real quick, Niz, before we let you go, I know there will be some people going to the Badger football game tomorrow against Ohio State, and we were teasing this earlier this week with you, but it does look like it could be a bit of a wet spot at Camp Randall.
Honestly, I think tomorrow afternoon is dry in Madison. The forecast really, and I've been showing it this afternoon, looks like rain tomorrow morning, well, starting tonight and into tomorrow morning, then dry tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, especially in Madison. And then eventually another area of rain moves in from the south tomorrow night and into Sunday morning. So to sum that up, the rainiest periods this weekend look to be late night into the morning, both Saturday and Sunday. So right now it looks like Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon, for the most part, should be dry.
All right, Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Go Brewers, and we'll see you Monday.
All right, go Brewers, guys. We'll see you.
And promises
later.
of burgers,
Good job, Sandy.
too, so we're not going to forget that, by the way. I will hold you to it. It's 5:45 on WTMJ. Debbie helps get you home, and then we recap the week that was with the Week in Review. That's straight ahead.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
WTMJ and Sidex back once again with the beautiful bathroom contest. One lucky winner will receive a tub or shower conversion valued up to $10,000. Getting involved is easy to do. All you got to do is just snap a pic of that scary shower, the terrifying tub, or one you're just tired of. And you can enter right away by texting BOO, that's B-O-O, BOO, to the WTMJ Siding Unlimited talk and text line, 855-616-1620. You can also get all the details online at WTMJ.com, where you can submit your picture and get a full list of the contest rules.
From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Hey, John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. When a customer chooses Pella, one of the most important things to them is honoring that trust and commitment. I know that, and I know I get it with Pella. They've worked in our house, and we trust them inherently. A lot of customers maybe have apprehensions about inviting someone out to their home, but when you see the experience and professionalism, you can trust Pella with bringing your project to life. Their vision is to be the company that people want to do business with. Gina Della leads an incredible team, whether it's in their showroom, which is incredible, the Experience Center in Brookfield, or whether it's when they're in your house, sitting down at the kitchen table or measuring up your stuff, Pella will get it done every single time. And the attention to detail they gave us, man, unbelievable. When you want long-lasting comfort and reliability, it's easy to trust Pella. Every piece is specifically constructed for you and your home, always designed with innovation and rigorously tested for quality and performance. The Pella team takes pride in constructing quality windows and doors with meticulous attention to every detail. Order by the end of the month. You get 0% interest for up to 5 years. 0 for 5. Visit PellaWI.com today.
What's on tap with Sandy Maxx, keeping you updated on culture and creativity.
The Wisconsin Film Office. We can say it out loud. It's going to happen. Academy Award winner John Ridley.
So I'm glad that Wisconsin is getting in the game. I hope they stay in the game. Wisconsin is great because it has so many different looks. It has so many different places. It has places that are untouched. It has places that are incredibly modern.
What's on tap with Sandy Maxx, weeknights at 6 on WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment, flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
5:49 on Wisconsin's afternoon news. Let's get a look at those roads with Debbie Lazaga. What are we seeing, Deb?
Bit of an issue on the ramp from the Rock Freeway northbound to northbound 894. That ramp right now is closed because of a crash, so be careful with that. And then beyond that, 894 northbound right at the Hale interchange, the left lane's blocked. So just keep that in mind. The Hale interchange, not where you want to be right now. It's going to be backed up pretty much in all directions. We do still have an accident on 43 southbound at Fond du Lac Avenue. It looks like the center lane is blocked with that. And then we've got backups basically from before Capitol Drive down to that point. We've also got a crash on 4394 southbound off on the left shoulder at about Beecher. So heads up with that. Otherwise, as far as delays are concerned, eastbound 94, you're looking at backups from just before 84th Street through to about 35th. Southbound 41 from the county line to Good Hope Road, and then again from just south of Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive, with the northbound side slowing from North Avenue all the way up past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Time Saver Traffic.
Walking you up till 6 o'clock on WTMJ, Wisconsin's afternoon news. Adam Roberts, Sandy Maxx with you. It was yet another busy week. We had hostages released, a government shutdown continuing, and the Brewers trying to get through L.A., but now with their backs against the wall. It's all part of the Week in Review, brought to you as always by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Here's the pitch, and Terang, a fly ball to center. Crow Armstrong's back at the track. It is gone! 3-1 Milwaukee. And the Brewers have a date with the Dodgers.
I blacked out. What happened?
What is it like for you in a game like this to watch?
It's torture.
It's second down 7, and Jacobs, oh, look it, right down the middle. Touchdown for the second time today, Josh Jacobs.
That was good-ish.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Brian Clark. A hero's welcome, a standing ovation for President Trump in the Israeli parliament, where he spoke after all 20 living hostages were released after more than 2 years in Hamas captivity.
It was supposed to be one of the biggest nights of her life, celebrating her college graduation from UW-La Crosse. But in a moment, everything changed.
The injuries don't just disappear. I can pick out also failures I feel that the police department made in how they went about the investigative process. I had no one reach out to me, no one from the police department, no one from the city.
You have suggested the city would be better served, instead of increasing that vehicle tax, to defund and dismantle the Milwaukee streetcar.
If you want to think of a worse way to spend $7 million, I'd like you to tell me it, because this has not been worth it.
Here's the throw home, and he is going to be out at the plate. So now the Brewers are going to have another out at third as Contreras is going to run to the bag and double him off. And the Brewers are going to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. A 2-1 final score in Game 1 of the NLCS.
It is what it is. There's nothing I can do. I got to move on.
Dr. Kristen Lyerly, who is an OBGYN, explained what the One Big Beautiful Bill did to Planned Parenthood.
The good news is, though, when it comes to abortion care, that there are 2 clinics still in Milwaukee.
Ascension, Wisconsin reaches a new agreement with United Healthcare. The multi-year agreement, individuals and families with United Healthcare coverage can continue receiving care at Ascension's Wisconsin's hospital.
Swing and a miss. Yamamoto strikes out Vaughn, and the Dodgers have taken the first 2 games in the National League Championship Series.
This team has been counted out a lot this year, and I think there's some fight left in them, and we swept the Dodgers early in the year on the road.
Day 15! Give it up for Day 15!
The government shutdown will continue. So joining us now is U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin.
My mission right now is to stand up for Wisconsinites and healthcare costs and bring them down.
No backups, no right. Wisconsin!
The film inspired by the meeting of producer Ty Morris with the Japanese fan group, and he somehow got a portion of that group into our studio here today. So
Packers won against the Steelers. This is a start for becoming interested in football. And at the time, if the Steelers had won the game, I might have been Steelers fan.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a destiny.
We're glad you're not.
He is Milwaukee Alderman Lamont Westmoreland with us.
My message is, if you can't afford it, just drive like a normal person, because it's not cheap to get your vehicle out of the impound lot.
Why is everybody quiet? What is this? I'm sorry.